This is Nationwide 90 FM, owned and operated by Nationwide News Network Limited. We broadcast from our studios at 14 Ocean Boulevard in the Digicel Center, downtown Kingston, Jamaica, transmitting on the FM 90 band, 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne, serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary and St. Thomas. 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester, transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew and parts of St. Thomas. And 90.7 from Cooper's Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James, serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland and St. Anne. Nationwide 90 FM also broadcast on YouTube at Nationwide 90 FM Live and on Flow at channel 916. Nationwide 90 FM, a new revolution in media.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6 o'clock. From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nationwide This Morning. A very good morning to you. I'm Tawna Thomas. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, Wednesday, May 27, 2026. Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Kingston welcomes apology from Pope Leo for the role of the Catholic Church in transatlantic slave trade. Western Children's Hospital to be named after former Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller. Health Ministry criticizes Integrity Commission for seeking to access patient information on the Jamaica-Cuba Eye Care Program. In regional news, Trinidad opposition calls for reform of police oversight body modeled on Jamaica's Indicom. In international news, Israel kills new Hamas military leader in Gaza. In sports, Jamaica to face India in 2026 Unity Cup football tournament in England later on Wednesday. And in business, Ferrari shares slump after it unveils a first fully electric vehicle. The details after the break.
Supercenter, everything for your home and more.
Bring back the fun of shopping. Discover the best finds in every aisle of amazing items. For your kitchen, your living room, your bedroom, or any room, Azan Supercenter has that perfect touch to elevate your space to the next level. Our team is ready to help you find what you are looking for you or someone else. So stop by our Crossroads store today and rediscover the fun of shopping.
Azan Supercenter, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Catch the first news of the day. A comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. The Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Kingston, Kenneth Richards, has welcomed an apology from Pope Leo for the history of slavery and the suffering endured by millions of African people and their descendants. In a release on Tuesday, the Archdiocese described it as an important and meaningful act of humility and reconciliation. Khaleesi Wright reports.
The apology appears in the Pope's first encyclical, a formal letter addressed to the bishops and faithful of the Catholic Church, representing one of the highest forms of papal teaching. Titled Magnifica Humanitas, meaning humanity created by God in all its grandeur, the document addresses the safeguarding of the human person in the age of artificial intelligence. In it, the Pope expressed deep sorrow for the immense suffering and humiliation endured by those enslaved and asked for pardon on behalf of the Church. Archbishop Kenneth D. Richards described the statement as a significant acknowledgement of a grave injustice against human dignity. Richards noted that the legacy of slavery remains deeply rooted in the Caribbean, where generations continue to confront its social, economic, and psychological effects. While no apology can undo the suffering of those who were enslaved, He said such moments invite honest reflection on history and a renewed commitment to justice and human solidarity. The Archdiocese reaffirmed the Church's belief in the inherent dignity of every human person made in the image and likeness of God, and expressed hope that the Pope's words would deepen dialogue and advance reconciliation. While previous popes have expressed regret for the involvement of individual Christians in the transatlantic slave trade, no pope had previously acknowledged, much less apologized, for the role of the Holy See itself in giving European sovereigns explicit authority to subjugate and enslave people. Pope Leo called that record a wound in Christian memory. The encyclical also notes that it was only in 1888 that his namesake, Pope Leo XIII, became the first pope to explicitly condemn slavery long after many nations had already abolished it. Khaleesi Wright for Nationwide News.
Challenging but rewarding. That's how outgoing Governor of the Bank of Jamaica BOJ, Richard Balls, has described his tenure at the helm of the country's central bank. Speaking at the bank's quarterly media briefing on Tuesday, Balls notes that guiding the process that transformed the central bank into an independent body has been deeply satisfying.
I think that leading the Bank of Jamaica as an independent central bank has been a profound experience. Remember that changed in 2022, and all of our operational tasks and activities became independent of government at that time. So it's been quite an experience to run a central bank in Jamaica for the first time in an independent fashion. And I would say that having done that for nearly 5 years would be a major accomplishment.
Under its independent mandate, the BOJ has set about the task of keeping the country's inflation rate in the 4 to 6% band. That regime came into effect in April 2021. Balls has been at the helm of the BOJ since August 2019. He's set to demit office in August. The government has advertised the post as it seeks his replacement. According to Balls, the inflation target has been challenging to maintain.
We had COVID, then we had a worldwide global inflation, and the Middle East crisis, the war in Ukraine.
Melissa?
So it's been crisis after crisis. But, you know, at the bank, we have a tremendous staff. And no matter what crisis is happening out there, they're heads down doing the work of the country. And I'm forever grateful for the quality of support that they have provided me over the years.
Richard Balls, Governor of the Bank of Jamaica. The Western Children and Adolescent Hospital in St. James is to be renamed in honor of former Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller. This was disclosed on Tuesday by Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness.
I want to give an assurance that the Western Children Hospital, which Portia Simpson Miller went to China, negotiated with the government of China, came back to Jamaica and announced it, that it is only proper, and there was never any other intention. I see some campaign going on all over the place. You know, we are a country that everyone likes to campaign about something. That's fine. It was always the intent, and I had expressed that directly to the family, and internally we had also discussed it. And I may even have said it in passing in interviews, which probably was not picked up at the time, that the hospital should be named. It is only the right thing to do. It's appropriate that it should be named in her honor, and it will be done.
The 220-bed specialized hospital is being constructed on the compound of Cornwall Regional Hospital. It's expected to serve children and adolescents across Western Jamaica. More than $700 million has been allocated to support its completion in partnership with the Chinese government. Dr. Holness says that the overpass is located at 3 miles in Kingston will also be renamed in honor of Simpson Miller.
there was such a place as the Portia Simpson Miller Square in 3 Miles. When we were doing the road program in the corporate area, we removed the square. And I just want to assure the members of her constituency, which adjoins my constituency, that it was never the intention to eliminate Portia Simpson Miller Square. And so when we put up the overpasses, the intention was to rename those overpasses in her honor. We actually started some work to fix up underneath the overpasses and to paint it to make it look appropriate. We will continue that, and at the right time, we will rename that entire area, including the overpass and the underpass.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. He was speaking at the official naming and dedication ceremony of the Ministry of Labour and Social Security's offices on North Street and Heroes Circle in Kingston. The office located at 1F North Street will be renamed or named after Portia Simpson Miller. Meanwhile, opposition leader Mark Golding has endorsed the decision to name the Labour Ministry's office in honour of Portia Simpson Miller.
Portia Simpson Miller became Jamaica's first female Prime Minister. She became the first president of the People's National Party who was a woman. So her place in our history is unique and unchallengeable. For somebody who has achieved those significant milestones, the naming of this building after her is an important step in the right direction. She is worthy of much more, and I'm sure there will be much more to come in the future.
Mark Golding, opposition leader. He was also speaking at the official naming ceremony of the Labour Ministry's North Street office. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Errol Green, is criticizing the Integrity Commission for what he says is the intimidatory approach being taken by the Commission as it seeks access to information it claims is relevant to its probe into the Jamaica-Cuba Eye Care program. Green was speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Tuesday.
One thing I can tell you is that their tactics is very intimidatory. That's their tactics, very, very intimidatory. Look at how they couch a language when they are making requests from you. They're hounding me now, and I don't expect that it is going to stop. And if it matters before the court, it's sub judice. Look at what is happening now, publishing the Sunday paper, banner headline, one of the worst pictures they can find of me and all of that, trying to put the Ministry of Health, drag the Ministry of Health into further mud, by saying that we're not cooperating. We are cooperating with them.
According to a report in the Sunday Gleaner, the government is attempting to prevent the Integrity Commission from accessing files from the ministry as a part of its probe into alleged corruption linked to the program. The commission wants access to 8 personnel files, but according to Green, handing over the files would represent a breach of the Data Protection Act.
It's unfortunate the way that the article was published. To me, it seems like a Gestapo type of operation, and I say that without fear of contradiction. We are fully cooperating with the Integrity Commission. I said to the parties there, I am willing to give you access to the files. You can come to the office at the Ministry of Health. You can look at them under supervision. If you want to take copies, we'll take the copies for you. But I think it would have been out of place to pack up these files and send them off-site to the Integrity Commission. We wrote to them, we told them that they were not in agreement. We sought legal opinion from the Solicitor General. We took the advice of the Solicitor General, and we are where we are.
Errol Green, a permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Meanwhile, Green is dismissing as false a section of the Sunday Gleaner report which claims that he refused to be served a summons by the Integrity Commission.
There's something in the report that states that I refuse to accept to be served. That is so far from the truth. That's an absolute lie. One day I was hurrying out of my office to a meeting. I was actually in the car. The driver started moving off when I saw somebody beckoning to me. The gentleman approached me. I rolled down the window. He said, "Mr. Green, I have a package for you." I said to him, "You can take it upstairs. My office is on the 7th floor. You can leave it with my admin assistant. You can even leave it with the security. I will get it." He was insisting that he had to give it to me. I said, "Well, I can't accept it now because I'm actually on my way to a meeting." What is so awful or wrong about that? The Integrity Commission is behaving as though they're in Nazi Germany and carrying out some Gestapo operations.
The report further claims that there was prolonged resistance on Green's part to the Commission's efforts to serve documents. According to the article, the Commission granted multiple extensions between August and December last year before Green allegedly began declining calls and ignoring messages from investigators. Green says this is not true.
Absolutely false. I accept every call. If you call me and I cannot speak to you when I call, that's not evading a call. Yeah. If you call me, I'm in a meeting and I choose not to answer the phone. But everybody in Jamaica know me. My number is public. I answer every call. So that is absolutely false.
Errol Green, a permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Political commentator Lloyd B. Smith is calling for stronger mentorship of young parliamentarians, arguing the new members need guidance from more experienced colleagues.
When you're a public servant, you have to be guarded. You have to be careful how you come across in your pronouncements, in your statements. And unfortunately, we are beginning to see where especially the newer members of parliament are becoming rather careless in their pronouncements. I would suggest that what needs to be done, which was done in the past to some extent by some leaders in the various political parties, there needs to be some amount of mentorship in terms of the older parliamentarians, sitting down some of these younger parliamentarians and getting them to understand the realities of the situation.
Lloyd B. Smith, a political commentator and former Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives. Smith was reacting to recent remarks by South St. James MP Nikisha Burchell, who faced strident criticism after comparing House Speaker Juliet Holness's management of parliamentary proceedings to a woman controlling her husband. Meanwhile, East Portland MP Isaac Buchanan has also come under fire for comments made during TikTok live sessions, including one in which he appeared to mock victims of Hurricane Melissa. Political commentator Kevin O'Brien Chang says that the incidents reflect a broader issue, arguing that some politicians lack the passion and instinct to serve.
I don't hear them talking about helping people, or waiting to help people better their lives and stuff. It's about me, limelight, shooting off people, attacking people. These two youngsters come in, have done nothing for anybody. And so people will look at them and say, what are these people? For the benefit of my life, I don't want them. And where is the passion to help people are these young MPs demonstrating? My advice to them, if you really want to be a successful politician, don't focus on yourself. The limelight, the glory, me, focus on helping the people.
Kevin O'Brien Chang, a political commentator. Both men were guests on Nationwide at 5 on Tuesday. The Bank of Jamaica has granted a financial holding company license to Barita Financial Group Limited, clearing the way for consolidated regulatory oversight of one of Jamaica's most prominent financial groups. The license, issued under Jamaica's Banking Services Act 2014, requires that where a group of financial entities includes a deposit-taking institution alongside other financial services companies, a financial holding company structure must sit at the top. The development builds on a court-sanctioned restructuring approved by shareholders of Barita Investments Limited and Cornerstone United Holdings Jamaica Limited in January 2025. That reorganization, which took effect in April 2025, made Barita Financial Group Limited the parent company for Barita Investments, Barita Unit Trusts Management Company Limited, and Cornerstone Trust and Merchant Bank Limited. This laid the corporate groundwork for the license now granted. Chairman of Barita and Director of the group, Mark Myers, CD, described the license as recognition of work carried out across the businesses to meet a higher standard of group-wide oversight. He said the structure would allow the group to serve clients more seamlessly across its ecosystem, supported by stronger governance at the holding company level. He also says that it gave the group a clearer platform from which to deploy capital and pursue growth with discipline. And that's it for the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:18.
Remember the first time, the first glance, the first touch, and rediscover that feeling. At Couples Resorts, every stay feels like the first time all over again. Escape to a couples-only, all-inclusive paradise with gourmet dining, premium cocktails, and unforgettable ocean views, all included. Jamaican residents can celebrate with exclusive rates from $405 USD per night, valid through April 30th. Visit couples.com/residence. Couples Resorts, like the first time, every time.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714 to 5, or 876-754-3825 to 8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
In regional and international news this morning, regional in Trinidad and Tobago, the opposition is holding up Jamaica's Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, as a good example of independent police oversight. The head of the opposition People's National Movement is Penelope Beckles. In a statement on Tuesday, Beckles said Trinidad's Police Complaints Authority should be restructured to mirror the legislative framework within which INDECOM operates. She pointed to INDECOM's strong investigative powers and unfettered independence. Beckles also pointed to the Commission's immediate access to crime scenes and preservation of evidence. The opposition leader argued that adopting similar measures in Trinidad and Tobago would strengthen accountability and improve public trust in law enforcement. In Tuesday's statement, Beckles also called for legislation to mandate the use of body-worn cameras as part of the disciplined management of police powers. International, Israel said Wednesday it targeted and killed the new leader of Hamas's military wing during airstrikes in Gaza City. Defense Minister Israel Katz said the strikes, which were carried out on Tuesday, killed Mohammed Odeh. Katz called him one of the architects of the October 7, 2023 attacks that triggered over 2 years of war in Gaza. The news comes less than 2 weeks after the slaying of Odeh's predecessor. Family members of a man called Mohammed Odeh said he was killed in the strike, but did not confirm he was the leader of the military wing. Hamas has not commented. Local hospitals say at least 5 people were killed and 12 injured in Tuesday's strike. And that's it for regional and international. Up next, sports.
For 25 years, Digicel has been keeping Jamaica better connected. From late night calls to the texts, clicks, and moments that keep us close. Celebrating 25 years. Digicel, powered by you, connected by us.
It's that time again. Furnitureland and Carmen's Collections. Annual Labor Day sale. 40% to 70% off. Loads of living room sets, dining room sets, bedroom sets. Everything you need for your home. Incredible deals in the tents outside. 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Furnitureland and Carmen's Collection. 112 Constant Spring Road, near the Shortwood Road stoplight. Your source for the exceptional.
Time now for your morning sports. Jamaica will open their account in the 2026 Unity Cup football tournament in England on Wednesday when they face India at the Valley, home of English Championship outfit Charlton Athletic. The game is set for kickoff at 1:30 p.m. Jamaica time. The teams are worlds apart in the FIFA World Rankings, with Jamaica number 71 on the list and India 136. Damian Lowe will wear the armband for Jamaica in the 4-team tournament, with Isaac Hayden his deputy. The winners will advance to Saturday's final, where they'll face Nigeria, who beat Zimbabwe 2-0 in the first semi-final on Tuesday. Jamaican sprinter Gabrielle Matthews says she's keen to make 2026 her breakout year at the senior level and being among the country's top young prospects in the sport. The Florida Gator ran a lifetime best at 10.97 seconds at the SEC Collegiate Championship this month to become the 9th Jamaican this year to dip below 11 seconds.
I just see myself doing very well as well. My 100, I think it is a build for my 200. So as fast as I can get in 100, I will try to get. So my 200 will be faster. But ultimately, I do want to be really fast over the 2. So, the 100, yes, I want to be in the mix. But, I'm just trying to get as fast as I can.
Matthews told the Mr. Analyst podcast that she has ambitions of making the national team for the Commonwealth Games in Scotland this summer.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would want to go to the Commonwealth Games. Also, I would like to, even if I do not end up going to the Commonwealth Games, I do want to race after the NCAA a little bit. See if I can even go over to Europe, go on the circuit a little bit, get a little feel of it before next year. If not, I would just like to get secure, a pro deal and maybe take the rest of the time off or, just wherever it leads. But I do really want to represent Jamaica again this year. So God's willing.
Gabrielle Matthews. Finally, in your morning sports, Coco Gauff made a successful start to the defense of her French Open title on Tuesday with a routine straight sets of victory over fellow American Taylor Townsend. The 22-year-old fourth seed overcame a mini car accident and a dress malfunction to deliver a 6-4, 6-love win. Four-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka was also winner, beating Germany's Laura Schiesmund 6-3, 7-6 to reach the second round. On the men's side, Italy's Jannik Sinner underlined why he is the overwhelming favorite to win this year's title with an efficient first-round win against French wildcard Clement Tabor. With reigning champion Carlos Alcaraz out injured, Sinner is the heaviest odds-on favorite as a major since Rafael Nadal at Roland Garros in 2009. And that's it for your morning sports.
Still looking for a career opportunity in security? Join us at Quest Security Services Job Fair at Harmony Beach Park in Montego Bay this Saturday, May 16, and again on Saturday, May 30 from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Bring your valid ID, TRN, resume, recommendations, and clean police record. Take the next step toward a career in security with Quest Security Services, May 16 and May 30, Harmony Beach Park, Montego Bay. Quest Security Services, Total Protection Group.
The following is a public service announcement by the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. The Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs wishes to advise the public that effective Tuesday, April 28 to Friday, May 28, the Attorney General's Chambers will be accepting service of court documents and other correspondence at the Ministry's 1A Fairway Avenue, Kingston 6 office. The Ministry apologizes for any inconvenience this change may cause and thanks you for understanding. The proceeding was a public service announcement by the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs.
In business this morning, shares in Ferrari fell more than 8% on the Milan stock market on Tuesday, following the luxury sports car maker's launch of its first fully electric car. In New York, shares fell by over 5%. The Ferrari EV called Luce has a price tag of $640,000. Responses on social media to the launch range from describing it as straight to the junkyard trash to an absolute masterclass in design. Super rivals like Lamborghini and Porsche have scaled back on their EV plans due to poor demand and intense competition from Chinese brands. Ferrari shares have dropped by more than 30% over the past year, mirroring a wider slump across luxury brands. The stock market valuations of chip makers SK Hynix and Micron have risen above $1 trillion, driven by a boom in artificial intelligence AI data centers. Shares in South Korea's SK Hynix, a key supplier of AI chip giant Nvidia, jumped by 10% on Wednesday, continuing a rally that has seen its share price more than triple since the start of 2026. On Tuesday, U.S. memory chip maker Micron saw its shares rise by almost 20% after investment bank UBS tripled its stock price target for the company. The companies join a growing group of firms with the trillion-dollar valuations, including Nvidia, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Google owner Alphabet, and Meta. This is in line with massive global demand for advanced computer chips that power AI tools. The surge in demand has led to a global memory chip shortage, pushing up sales for manufacturers like SK Hynix and Micron. In foreign exchange trading now, the Jamaican dollar has lost 30 cents and will open against the benchmark US dollar, selling for an average $157.90. Against the Canadian, the Jamaican has gained 49 cents and will open selling for an average $114.52. And finally, the Jamaican has lost 76 cents and will begin trading for an average $212.30 against the British pound. That's it for business this morning.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:30.
It's that time again. Furnitureland and Carmen's Collections. Annual Labor Day sale. 40% to 70% off. Loads of living room sets, dining room sets, bedroom sets. Everything you need for your home. Incredible deals in the tents outside. 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Furnitureland and Carmen's Collection. 112 Constant Spring Road, near the Shortwood Road stoplight. Your source for the exceptional.
If you love the vibes, the laughs, and the real talk, then you're one of us. Don't just listen, belong. Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club on Patreon.
Stop till the battle is won and we get justice. Cause if you lose your stand, anyone will try to push you over and over. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Don't be discouraged by the pitfalls and their worries. Pain endure for one night, but joy cometh in the morning. And if you lose your soul, there's nothing to gain. It will be over. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. because the color of my skin. Now I go cheat because me want to win. Now see the crown and still no know the king. Now see blessing and no blessing. Cause if you lose your stand, there comes someone to push you over, over and over. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. I'm getting older.
Hope we find you well this Wednesday morning. Good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday to you. It is Wednesday, May 27, 2026, and I'm Tawna Thomas.
Didn't me done already?
Done and dusted, really. On to the parts of the year that makes us a little,
A little?
Or a lot now. Shaky.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Yeah, we hope and pray that it will be a year that is eventful in other ways. The latter part of the year will be eventful in other ways. Ways that makes us smile and celebrate. Yeah. Conquering goals or accomplishing goals. Yeah, and doing things that advance the nation. Yeah. Jamaica, no problem.
Jamaica, no problem indeed. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning again, Tawna. Good morning, listeners.
Good morning.
Good morning to the good viewers. Good morning to all of you who are nationwide family members, even if you're not a part of the family club, and you should be a part of the nationwide family club. We truly appreciate your support. We appreciate your feedback, your criticism, your encouragement, and we get a lot of encouragement daily on the platforms, in person when people see us. And we really truly appreciate it. Yesterday, I want to say good morning to that lady. I saw a lady downstairs yesterday. She was about to do some business with us to sign an advertising agreement. And she came and she gave me a hug. And she said, boy, she was very complimentary. And, like a typical country person. I told people to do them something. She said, hold on there. And she went into her bag and she gave me 2 mangoes.
Wow.
She's from St. Thomas.
There you go.
From Albion in St. Thomas.
Yeah, man.
You know yourself this morning. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And the mango, them nice.
Yeah. I would have been a half a camper if that was me too.
Yeah. We get 2 nice East Indian from her. And I truly appreciate it. Small gesture, but big on value. Yeah? If I were to be a parliamentarian, and in light of the foolishness now about Senate, I shouldn't even say that, but it's social media having its fun, and I don't mind them having their fun. It doesn't bother me at all. But if I were to be a parliamentarian, precisely a member of the House of Representatives, I would want to be blessed with certain characteristics that are strong in a few individuals. And I'm talking from the perspective of not just someone who has watched Parliament from afar, but as someone who was a parliamentary reporter. So I used to be there every day. Well, every sitting of the House. For some sittings of the Senate, but I never missed a sitting of the House. And I always be there from 1 p.m. So I'd be there early. And no matter how early I got there, Franklin Witter was always there before me. Never see a parliamentarian with a better promptness record than Frank Witter. And I got a chance to see our legislators up close from a vantage that most Jamaicans don't get to see. And if I'm building myself as a parliamentarian, a member of the House of Representatives. I would love to be blessed with the temperament of Philip Paulwell. I don't know if you notice, Tana, or you've noticed. Flip through the pages of your mind and tell me when you've ever seen Philip Paulwell lose his cool in the House.
Yeah, I can't recall.
And he has come under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Even before he was leader of the House on his side. But it's admirable in the bear pit of Parliament, and the shouting and the sotto voce comments and the barbs being thrown and the card being drawn. For there's a word that describes the ability to maintain evenness of mind and temper, and that word is equanimity. And Paulwell's equanimity has always been exemplary. It is an example, not just in parliamentary matters, but it's an example of how in life, when you come under pressure, for you to be focused on the goal, at what is your role in this space. Play your role, avoid the noise. There's no better example among all of the parliamentarians, the 63 of them in there, about the ability to tunnel vision, just maintain, talk to Mr. Speaker or Madam Speaker, leave everybody else out. Paulwell is the best example of that and has always been. I'd also love to be blessed if I were building myself strand by strand, block by block as a parliamentarian, with the ability to forgive that the Prime Minister has. I've said before, one of the things preventing this country's democracy from tilting towards and falling into the fire is the fact that we have a Prime Minister who, the same word can be used for him, equanimity, or maybe I can switch it up and say temperance, is such that things said about him outside the chamber by those who sit across the floor from him, things said about him inside the chamber by those sitting across from him. It's not even like water off a duck's back, because a duck's back does feel water. It's like the air. It doesn't matter. And he can move on. And his contributions, his responses, you don't see colored by the hate for those across the floor that those across the floor appear to have for him. And as a human being, it is a credit to you, man or woman, if in the face of intense and sustained provocation, a campaign to have people believe that you are unworthy, that you are illegitimate, that you are evil, that you are the wickedest human being to walk on 2 feet, and still those people, you treat them with respect. And then, to show the professionalism of this Prime Minister, and that's not to say other Prime Ministers have not been professional, but to show the professionalism of this Prime Minister, the fact that those who want to, as he sang when the lights went out, break his stride, the fact that those who want to break his stride have attacked Juliet Holness to get to him, and yet his contributions don't appear colored by anger towards these actors, suggests that the Prime Minister may be a better human being than we're giving him credit for. And many of us would say, well, boy, somebody talk about my wife, so it not go nice. And for the same persons to be doing it, not go nice. And who? A person that dead to me. Not chat to the boy there again, not chat to the gal there again. You don't get from Andrew Holness that is anywhere at all in the orbit of his thinking, let alone his actions. That is creditable. It is an example worth following. And it speaks to the character of the man. If I were a parliamentarian, building myself strand by strand, I'd love to have the waspishness. That's what I did there, waspness. Yeah. The waspishness, Tawna Thomas, of Warmington. Without the other bits, let me hasten to add.
Okay.
Yes? And I love to have the command of the standing orders that makes him a force when he rises to his feet and doles out advice or counsel or a rebuke to any member of the House. That's a key point, because Warmington's standing is such inside the Parliament, and I know that people will roll their eyes and say, Lord, Everett Warmington is not somebody to be emulated, but I'm saying he will tell you that you're talking nonsense. The people sent me here time after time with the biggest majority, and he'd be right. So there is a huge army of people who believe in him, so he'll tell you that it doesn't matter what you say, and he'll be right. But leave it there. I'm talking about inside Gordon House. His floor generalship, meaning his mastery of the rules, means that he can rebuke someone on his own side and get no lip from them when he does so. Under normal circumstances, people would grumble and say, brethren, you made up on the same team and may I try a thing or whatever, yeah, interfere with my flow. Why are you doing that? That's not said when Warmington intervenes. And of course, when he directs his comments to his rivals across the floor, there's grumbling and there's talk back, there's retort. But there's an acceptance that, all right, him no. You've never heard anybody say, no, it's not so the rule go. That's not what the standing orders say. The point I'm making by saying these things about qualities and taking this and taking that is that the Parliament makes an impression on you, because these people are our leaders, like them or not. They make the decisions that ultimately define the structure within which our quality of life is lived out. And I know that there is no perfect example among the people I've name dropped, because each of them, there are many people who say, oh, but him this and him that, or she this and she that. Fine. But there are still aspects of them inside Gordon House that are admirable. And these people don't have these admirable traits inside Gordon House by buck up. A man once told me that buck up when you walk and lick up. But Warmington didn't know or doesn't know the standing orders by buck up. Holness's temperance is not by buck up. Paul Well's equanimity is not by accident. These are things that they've cultivated because they know they are examples to others. They know that people watch them and they want to be seen in a certain light inside Gordon House. And I'm stressing inside Gordon House. So I'm saying that there's a standard of behavior that's expected of our leaders. And you should determine, parliamentarians, what kind of image you want to cultivate. What do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known as someone who spends time plotting how you can get under, say, the speaker's skin? How can I diss the speaker today? Do you put that energy? Can someone say, well, that parliamentarian puts energy into the contributions they're coming to make, substantive contributions? Is there evidence of that research? Is there evidence of that thought, that depth of thought going into your prepared contributions or your substantive contributions in the way it appears as if you plan and plot to disrespect those who preside over the House? So I'm saying to the parliamentarians, pick a persona. Pick something to be admired for. It has to be substantial to last. Because rabble-rousing will only ingratiate you with the people who believe in your politics regardless of what happened. But there's a large constituency looking on who want something to hold on to, who will look at how you conduct yourself and say, no, that's not worthy of emulation. My child, my children, my youngsters should not follow this example because it's not good. I've given you a few people inside Gordon House whose contribution marks them out as worthy of emulation.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:51.
JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union offers financial solutions for every stage in your life: savings, auto loans, mortgages, and more. The temperature by JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union, your financial partner for life, is
29 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 27 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 23 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
From the biggest tracks to the biggest energy, Nationwide keeps it moving. If you love the vibes, come and lock in with us for real.
World boss, if a prison could stop me.
Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club today on Patreon.
Practice. God me say you watch you over me practice.
Every professional reaches a moment when growth calls. A promotion, a new opportunity, a bigger vision. At Mona School of Business and Management, our globally competitive graduate programs, including the internationally accredited MBA, are designed for ambitious professionals who are ready to lead. With flexible delivery options that fit your lifestyle, advancing your career is within reach. Learn from world-class faculty. Connect with influential leaders. Transform your future. Visit discover.msbm-uwi.org and apply online for a graduate degree. MSBM, Global Knowledge, Regional Solutions.
From the farmers in the fields, to the bakers who prepare it, to the teams that deliver every day, Juicy is built by Jamaicans. To our partners, thank you for standing with us. Juicy Patties, serious Jamaican food.
Ludlow McLean is in the mean machine on the streets this morning. He's not driving fast. He never drives fast. But he is fast to look at what's happening where the traffic is concerned so he can report accurately to us. Good morning, Ludlow.
Morning, George. Morning, Tana.
Hey to you, Ludlow.
The listeners, and it's a very quick update. And just to tell you that the major thoroughfares are quite active at the moment. If you're on the Mandela, just in the vicinity of the Ferry police station, they're heading eastbound. That's where you're going to have the traffic. And it leads towards the 6 Miles intersection there, the overpass. Boulevard, Washington Boulevard, that's traffic. But there are gaps along the boulevard until you get to Malines Boulevard. There's also gaps along Spanish-Town Road, but it's actually built, especially in the 3 Miles area. It's our first report until about 7:20.
Thank you, Lord. I did say he was quick, but yeah, even by his standards, that was fast. The word of the day is up next.
Your word of the day is spelled S-W-I-V-E-T, spelled S-W-I-V-E-T.
Swivet. Swivet. Swivet.
Swivet is your word of the day. It's a noun and it means a state of nervous excitement, haste, or anxiety. Swivet, dictionary.com telling us that the word was first recorded between 1890 and 1895. To use swivet in a sentence, she was in a complete swivet for days before the big presentation, but ultimately nailed it. Swivet, your word of the day, meaning again a state of nervous excitement, haste, or anxiety. Up next are features at the top of the hour, the news.
People aren't the only ones who can get heat stroke. Our canine companions can be hit with this serious condition too. In Pets World today, we'll delve into how to prevent heat stroke in your dog. Heat stroke is a big risk during warm and hot weather. Remember that your dog is always wearing a fur coat and they are usually warmer than you are. A temperature that seems only a little warm to a person can be too hot for a dog. Add to that the fact that dogs at dog gatherings are often active and playing, and the heat could become deadly for your dog. Short-nosed breeds such as pugs, Boston Terriers, Boxers, Bulldogs are more prone to heat stroke and breathing problems because they don't pant as effectively as breeds with normal length noses. This infomercial for WebMD outlines the signs, symptoms, and treatment of heat stroke in dogs.
Your dog thinks you're cool, so return the kindness and protect him from the heat. Canines can get heat stroke too, and just like with people, it can be deadly. The best thing you can do? Take simple steps to prevent it. When the weather turns really hot or humid, save walks and other outdoor exercise for early mornings and evenings when the sun is low. Make sure cool water and shade are always within paw's reach, and never leave your pal alone in a parked car when it's hot out. That can be dangerous even if you keep the windows open. Also, be on the lookout for signs your dog is overheating. Some symptoms are heavy panting or drooling, trouble breathing, dizziness, exhaustion, vomiting, and diarrhea. Act fast if you notice signs like those. Move your dog into the shade, wrap him in towels soaked with lukewarm water, and crank up the fan if you're near one. It may also help to place cotton balls drenched in rubbing alcohol on your dog's paw pads and belly. Just don't let him lick them. Then call the vet. She can tell you if your dog may need IV fluids, medications, or other treatments. Keep your buddy cool and you can stop scares like these before they start.
If you suspect that your dog is suffering from heat stroke, transport the dog to a veterinarian immediately because heat stroke can rapidly become deadly. That's it for Pets World. Until next time. Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
This is Lifestyle Pages on what to do during a meeting. Greet members and make them feel welcome, even late members, when appropriate. If possible, serve light refreshments. They are good icebreakers and make members feel special and comfortable. 3, begin on time, end on time. 4, review or go over the agenda and set priorities or decide what are the important things to be dealt with first or early in the meeting. 5, stick to the agenda. 6, encourage group discussions to get everyone's views, opinions, and ideas. This way, people will attend the meeting as they feel that their views and ideas matter and are worthwhile. 7, encourage feedback, commitment to the company or workplace, and improvement when members see their impact on the decision-making process. 8. Keep conversations focused on the topic or item on the agenda. 9. Keep minutes of the meeting for future reference in case a question or problem arises. 10. As the chairman or leader, be a role model by being a good listener, one who shows interest, appreciation, and confidence in members and admits to mistakes. 11. Summarize all decisions reached in the meeting. Have members volunteer their thoughts on aspects they feel were good and positive about the meeting and whether the company's mission statement was reflected in all decisions made. 12. Set a date, time, and place for the next meeting. I'm Valerie, and those were Lifestyle Pages.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Distracted driving costs lives. Keep your eyes on the road and arrive alive. The time brought to you by the Jamaica Information Service is...
News time, 7 o'clock.
The most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Coming up in the news at 7 today, Wednesday, May 27, 2026, Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Kingston welcomes apology by Pope Leo for the role of the Catholic Church in the slave trade. Western Children's Hospital renamed for former Prime Minister Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller. Health Ministry criticizes Integrity Commission for seeking to access patient information under the Jamaica-Cuba Eye Care program. And overseas, Israel kills new Hamas military leader in Gaza.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. The Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Kingston, Kenneth Richards, has welcomed an apology by Pope Leo for the history of slavery and the suffering endured by millions of African people and their descendants. In a statement on Tuesday, the Archdiocese described it as an important and meaningful act of humility and reconciliation. Colesia Wright reports.
The apology appears in the Pope's first encyclical, a formal letter addressed to the bishops and faithful of the Catholic Church, representing one of the highest forms of papal teaching. Titled Magnifica Humanitas, meaning humanity created by God in all its grandeur, the document addresses the safeguarding of the human person in the age of artificial intelligence. In it, the Pope expressed deep sorrow for the immense suffering and humiliation endured by those enslaved and asked for pardon on behalf of the Church. Archbishop Kenneth D. Richards described the statement as a significant acknowledgement of a grave injustice against human dignity. Richards noted that the legacy of slavery remains deeply rooted in the Caribbean, where generations continue to confront its social, economic, and psychological effects. While no apology can undo the suffering of those who were enslaved, he said such moments invite honest reflection on history and a renewed commitment to justice and human solidarity. The Archdiocese reaffirmed the Church's belief in the inherent dignity of every human person made in the image and likeness of God, and expressed hope that the Pope's words would deepen dialogue and advance reconciliation. While previous popes have expressed regret for the involvement of individual Christians in the transatlantic slave trade, no pope had previously acknowledged, much less apologized, for the role of the Holy See itself in giving European sovereigns explicit authority to subjugate and enslave people. Pope Leo called that record a wound in Christian memory. The encyclical also notes that it was only in 1888 that his namesake, Pope Leo XIII, became the first pope to explicitly condemn slavery, long after many nations had already abolished it. Colesia Wright for Nationwide News.
And just to correct, of course, Kenneth Richards is the Archbishop of Kingston. The Roman Catholic Archdiocese is the organization. Challenging but rewarding. That's how outgoing Governor of the Bank of Jamaica BOJ, Richard Biles, has described his tenure at the helm of the country's central bank. Speaking at the bank's quarterly media briefing on Tuesday, Biles notes that guiding the process that transformed the central bank into an independent body has been deeply satisfying.
I think that leading the Bank of Jamaica as an independent central bank has been a profound experience. Remember that changed in 2022, and all of our operational tasks and activities became independent of government at that time. So it's been quite an experience to run a central bank in Jamaica for the first time in an independent fashion. And I would say that having done that for nearly 5 years would be a major accomplishment.
Under its independent mandate, the BOJ has set about the task of keeping the country's inflation rate in the 4 to 6% band. That regime came into effect in April 2021. Biles has been at the helm of the BOJ since August 2019. He's set to demit office in August. The government has advertised the post as it seeks his replacement. According to Biles, the inflation target has been challenging to maintain.
We had COVID, and we had a worldwide global inflation, and the Middle East crisis, the war in Ukraine. So it's been crisis after crisis. But, you know, at the bank, we have a tremendous staff. And no matter what crisis is happening out there, they're heads down doing the work of the country. And I'm forever grateful for the quality of support that they have provided me over the years.
Richard Biles, Governor of the Bank of Jamaica. The Western Children and Adolescent Hospital in St. James is to be renamed in honor of former Prime Minister Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller. This was disclosed on Tuesday by the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness.
I want to give an assurance that the Western Children Hospital, which Portia Simpson Miller went to China, negotiated with the government of China, came back to Jamaica and announced it, that it is only proper, and there was never any other intention. I see some campaign going on all over the place. You know, we are a country that everyone likes to campaign about something. That's fine. It was always the intent, and I had expressed that directly to the family, and internally we had also discussed it. And I may even have said it in passing in interviews, which probably was not picked up at the time, that the hospital should be named. It is only the right thing to do. It's appropriate that it should be named in her honor, and it will be done.
The 220-bed specialized hospital is being constructed on the compound of Cornwall Regional Hospital. It is expected to serve children and adolescents across Western Jamaica. More than $700 million have been allocated to support its completion in partnership with the Chinese government. Dr. Holness says the overpass is located at 3 miles in Kingston will also be renamed in honor of Simpson Miller.
There was such a place as the Portia Simpson Miller Square in 3 miles. When we were doing the road program in the corporate area, we removed the square. And I just want to assure the members of her constituency, which adjoins my constituency, that it was never the intention to eliminate Portia Simpson Miller Square. And so when we put up the overpasses, the intention was to rename those overpasses in her honor. We actually started some work to fix up underneath the overpasses and to paint it to make it look appropriate. We will continue that, and at the right time, we will rename that entire area, including the overpass and the underpass.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness, he was speaking at the official naming and dedication ceremony at the Ministry of Labour and Social Security's offices at North Street and Heroes Circle in Kingston. The office located at 1F North Street will be named after Portia Simpson Miller. Meanwhile, Opposition Leader Mark Golding has endorsed the decision to name the Labour Ministry's office in honor of Portia Simpson Miller.
Portia Simpson Miller became Jamaica's first female Prime Minister. She became the first President of the People's National Party who was a woman. So her place in our history is unique and unchallengeable. For somebody who has achieved those significant milestones, the naming of this building after her is an important step in the right direction. She is worthy of much more, and I'm sure there will be much more to come in the future.
Mark Golding, Opposition Leader, he was also speaking at that official naming ceremony of the Labour Ministry's North Street office in Kingston. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health and Wellness Errol Green is criticizing the Integrity Commission for what he says is the intimidatory approach being taken by the Commission as it seeks access to information it claims is relevant to its probe into the Jamaica-Cuba Eye Care program. Green was speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Tuesday.
One thing I can tell you is that their tactics is very intimidatory. That's their tactics, very, very intimidatory. Look at how they couch a language when they are making requests from you. They're hounding me now, and I don't expect that it is going to stop. And if it matters before the court, it's sub judice. Look at what is happening now, publishing the Sunday paper, banner headline, one of the worst pictures they can find of me and all of that, trying to put the Ministry of Health, drag the Ministry of Health into further mud, by saying that we're not cooperating. We are cooperating with them.
According to a report in the Sunday Gleaner, the government is attempting to prevent the Integrity Commission from accessing files from the ministry as part of its probe into alleged corruption linked to the program. The commission wants access to 8 personnel files, but according to Green, handing over the files would represent a breach of the Data Protection Act.
It's unfortunate the way that the article was published. To me, it seems like a Gestapo type of operation, and I say that without fear of contradiction. We are fully cooperating with the Integrity Commission. I said to the parties there, I am willing to give you access to the files. You can come to the office at the Ministry of Health. You can look at them under supervision. If you want to take copies, we'll take the copies for you. But I think it would have been out of place to pack up these files and send them off-site to the Integrity Commission. We wrote to them, we told them that they were not in agreement. We sought legal opinion from the Solicitor General. We took the advice of the Solicitor General, and we are where we are.
Meanwhile, Errol Green is dismissing as false a section of the Sunday Gleaner report which claims that he refused to be served a summons by the Integrity Commission.
There's something in the report that states that I refuse to accept to be served. That is so far from the truth. That's an absolute lie. One day I was hurrying out of my office to a meeting. I was actually in the car. The driver started moving off when I saw somebody beckoning to me. The gentleman approached me. I rolled down the window. He said, "Mr. Green, I have a package for you." I said to him, "You can take it upstairs. My office is on the 7th floor. You can leave it with my admin assistant. You can even leave it with the security. I will get it." He was insisting that he had to give it to me. I said, "Well, I can't accept it now because I'm actually on my way to a meeting." What is so awful or wrong about that? The Integrity Commission is behaving as though they're in Nazi Germany and carrying out some Gestapo operations.
The report further claims there was prolonged resistance on Green's part to the Commission's efforts to serve documents. According to the article, the Commission granted multiple extensions between August and December 2025 before Green allegedly began declining calls and ignoring messages from investigators. Green says this is not true.
Absolutely false. I accept every call. If you call me and I cannot speak to you when I call, that's not evading a call. Yeah. You call me, I'm in a meeting and I choose not to answer the phone. But everybody in Jamaica know me, my number is public. I answer every call. So that is absolutely false.
Errol Green, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Political commentator Lloyd B. Smith is calling for stronger mentorship of young parliamentarians, arguing that newer members need guidance from more experienced colleagues.
When you're a public servant, you have to be guarded. You have to be careful how you come across in your pronouncement, in your statements. And unfortunately, we are beginning to see where especially the newer members of parliament are becoming rather careless in their pronouncements. I would suggest that what needs to be done, which was done in the past to some extent by some leaders in the various political parties, there needs to be some amount of mentorship in terms of the older parliamentarians, sitting down some of these younger parliamentarians and getting them to understand the realities of the situation.
Lloyd B. Smith, political commentator and former Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives. Smith was reacting to recent remarks by South St. James MP Nikisha Burchell, who faced strident criticism after comparing House Speaker Juliet Holness's management of parliamentary proceedings to a woman controlling her husband. Meanwhile, East Portland MP Isaac Buchanan has also come under fire for comments made during a TikTok live session, including one in which he appeared to mock victims of Hurricane Melissa. Political commentator Kevin O'Brien Chang says the incidents reflect a broader issue arguing that some politicians lack the passion and instinct to serve.
I don't hear them talking about helping people. I went in to help people better their lives and stuff. It's about me. Limelight, chasing off people, attacking people. These two youngsters come in, have done nothing for anybody. And so people will look at them and say, who are these people? How they benefit my life? We don't want them. And where is the passion to help people are these young MPs demonstrating. My advice to them, if you really want to be a successful politician, don't focus on yourself. The limelight, the glory, me. Focus on helping the people.
Kevin and Brian Chang, political commentator. Both men were guests on Nationwide at 5 on Tuesday. The Bank of Jamaica, BOJ, has granted a financial holding company or FHC license to Barita Financial Group Limited, clearing the way for consolidated regulatory oversight of one of Jamaica's most prominent financial groups. The license, issued under Jamaica's Banking Services Act of 2014, requires that where a group of financial entities includes a deposit-taking institution alongside other financial services companies, a financial holding company structure must sit at the top. The development builds on a court-sanctioned restructuring approved by shareholders of Barita Investments Limited and Cornerstone United Holdings Jamaica Limited in January 2025. Now, that reorganization, which took effect in April 2025, made Barita Financial Group Limited the parent company for Barita Investments, Barita Unit Trusts Management Company Limited, and Cornerstone Trust and Merchant Bank Limited. This laid the corporate groundwork for the license now granted. Chairman of Barita and the director of the group, Mark Myers, described the license as recognition of work carried out across the businesses to meet a higher standard of group-wide oversight. He said the structure would allow the group to serve clients more seamlessly across its ecosystem, supported by stronger governance at the holding company level. He also says that it gave the group a clearer platform from which to deploy capital and pursue growth with discipline. A 37-year-old businessman has been freed of multiple firearm-related charges after Supreme Court Judge Justice Leighton Pusey upheld a no-case submission by his attorneys on Tuesday. Neil Anderson was acquitted of 3 counts of shooting with intent and 1 count of illegal possession of a prohibited weapon, following submissions from King's Counsel Peter Champagny and attorney Saeed Bernard. The police had alleged that on November 11, 2023, Anderson and 7 other men engaged the lawmen in a shootout after a high-speed chase into Tivoli Gardens in West Kingston. They claimed Anderson exited a Toyota Hiace and opened fire. He was later found with gunshot wounds to his head. The police later charged him, but on a cross-examination, police personnel admitted that no illegal firearm was recovered, no damage was observed to service vehicles despite the alleged close-range exchange of gunfire, and no spent casings were found at the scene apart from those from police weapons. The police also conceded that they could not describe any of the other alleged gunmen and identified only Anderson. Anderson maintained he was alone and unarmed at the time. Justice Pusey upheld the no-case submission and returned not guilty verdicts on all counts. Following the ruling, King's Counsel Champagny said the case raises concerns about excessive police action and underscores the need for body-worn cameras. International news. Israel says it targeted and killed the new leader of Hamas's military wing during airstrikes in Gaza City earlier on Wednesday. Defense Minister Israel Katz said the strikes, which were carried out on Tuesday, killed Mohammed Odeh. Katz called him one of the architects of the October 7, 2023 attacks that triggered over 2 years of war in Gaza. The news comes less than 2 weeks after the slaying of Odeh's predecessor. Family members of a man called Mohammed Odeh said he was killed in the strike, but did not confirm he was the leader of the military wing. Hamas has not commented. Local hospitals say at least 5 people were killed and 12 injured in Tuesday's airstrike. That's the news.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is
7:18.
Rent or buy your hurricane supplies from Total Tools. Visit 102 Main Street, Oterius, 34 Slipe Road, Kingston 5, or Lot C6, Drax Hall, St. Anne's Bay. The temperature brought to you by Total Tools Jamaica is
30 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 27 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 25 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
Fresh air, river vibes, cool breeze, and thousands of smiling faces. The True Juice 5K Run Walk on Sunday, June 7th isn't just a race, it's an experience. Register now and get ready to run or walk through the beautiful True Juice orchards in Bugwalk as we raise funds for the Linstead Hospital. $3,000 early bird entry fee, $4,000 after May 20. First 1,000 entrants get a free t-shirt. Register at TrueJuice5K.com and follow at True Juice on Instagram. Don't miss the True Juice 5K, June 7th.
Your dream home just got easier with Active Home Center. Now you can shop online for tiles, bathroom fixtures, furniture, appliances, and so much more, all from the comfort of your home. Visit ActiveHomeCenter.com, explore thousands of styles, get the best deals, then click and collect at your nearest Active location. Simple, secure, convenient. Your home is just one click away. Active Home Center, more savings, more choices.
Time now for Street Smarts 2 with Ludlow McLean. Good morning, Ludlow.
Well, morning again, George, and the listeners, our motorists, public officials, and our transport stakeholders. Morning. Well, the traffic is sunny, bright, and a bit warm. And no doubt, well, I did mention the major ones, the roads at Constant Spring Road, Red Hills Road, all of these roads heading southbound, quite active with traffic, coming up of Avondale, Border Avenue onto Manning Road, and the Hampton Close onto Manning. There's traffic, and it goes all the way to the next one, with Constant Spring Road, which has traffic from earlier, going all the way towards the section of Dunrobin and Constant Spring Road there, going all the way down to Aperture, which is really active at this time. West Kingsville, it's the same thing. Waterloo Road, coming from up to Waterloo, have traffic. Queensway, Kingsway, not Kingsway, also has traffic. And when you go around to Barbican, there is traffic out of Grand Spend, which is offshore to the Grand Spend Road, and that goes across the Barbican Road, and also Acadia Drive, the Rust Lights, bringing traffic towards Barbican Road, even Birdsucker Lane, that takes traffic, also taking traffic onto the Barbican Road area, going all the way around to East Kings House Road. So it's a lot of traffic, and I want to remind motorists, if you don't know, if you're coming towards the Matilda's Corner area, you're going to be bombarded with traffic, a lot of traffic in that vicinity. Once you get towards the commissioner's office there, trying to get onto Monroe Road, it's traffic. If you're on Beverly Drive, trying to get across to the that area there, in the Ligonier area, is lots of traffic. So and all of that area from a few days now has a lot of traffic. Remember, there's some rehabilitation or taking place there, so it's a lot of inconvenience in that particular space, so be careful. Also, coming down from Olop Road, there's traffic along Olop Road, especially in the vicinity of the U.S. Embassy there, coming all the way down. So there you go. But there are still ways of beating that, you know. If you take it through Charlie Mount, Hope Pastors, get back up to Hope Boulevard, going up to Papi, and you have no problems. Or you take it through Long Mountain. You can exit back through Beverly Drive and then exit back onto Old Hope Road, and then you should be okay. That's it for traffic. Have a good morning. As usual, at Street Smart, your safety is our concern. Over to you, George.
Thank you, Ludlow. Ludlow there with Street Smarts 2. Up next, front page. Front Page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. On the front page, the Bureau of Standards Jamaica, BSJ, is inviting public comments on the draft Jamaica Standard specifications relating to road construction. The BSJ is accepting feedback until July 4 on the proposed standard, which outlines technical requirements for any layer of road construction from the earthworks beneath the roadway to the asphalt surface used by motorists. The move comes amid ongoing criticism surrounding the quality and durability of work being carried out under the government's multi-billion-dollar road repair programs. For more on this, we're being joined by Executive Director at the BSJ, Dr. Velton Gooden, and Chairman of the BSJ Road Construction Technical Committee, David Allen. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Morning to you, Tana, and good morning to your listening audience this morning.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Nationwide this morning. Let's begin with you, Dr. Gooden. Was this any at all prompted by the many complaints from motorists?
Well, complaint by motorists about roads is an ongoing problem in Jamaica. It dates back to decades. This committee was formed back in January of 2025. It was first named as the Aggregates Technical Committee, but especially, and it had started work at that time, but especially after Hurricane Melissa, we wanted to accelerate the work of the Technical Committee and broaden its scope to include not just the aggregates that go into road, but labor, materials, equipment, and the operations necessary for the construction of roadways, associated earthworks, structural backfill, granular layers, bituminous treatment, and asphaltic concrete surfacing. So the scope as described is now very broad to ensure that at the end of the day, the consuming public, the motorists, can have a road that is durable and is, has the necessary cost benefit for which it was intended.
And give us a little bit more and break it down for our listeners, Dr. Gooden, about what exactly about the roads is BSJ trying to set standards for?
Okay, so as you know, in road construction, there are several aspects that need to be considered. I'll allow Dr. Allen later on to detail some of those technical aspects. But generally speaking, there is the matter of the road design, which has to be of such that the layers, the sub-base, the base course, the sub-base course, the fill, and so forth, are done at dimensions and using aggregates or materials of a certain dimension and compressive strength that can hold up under adverse conditions such as floods or hurricane. So that's what the standard speaks to. It ensures that the layers are applied in a certain way, that the dimensions of each layer are consistent, and that it is done in such a way that there is the durability that we're looking for. The standard lays out requirement for the employer, that is the person who basically commissions the road or orders the road construction, and the contractor, the contractual requirements that must be met. And very importantly, for the first time, we're seeking to have a unified standard in Jamaica that speaks to the specification of the inputs, whether that be asphaltic or bituminous material in asphaltic road, or concrete made from ports and cement. So that's what this particular standard is seeking to accomplish.
So, and just to get that correct, so for the first time, you're saying to folks out there in the works environment that the asphalt has to meet a particular standard. If they're using concrete, whatever is going into the road infrastructure works has to meet a particular standard.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Tom.
I want to hear you on this as well, David Allen. And who exactly needs to be a part of this conversation? Who exactly would you be seeking recommendations from or comments on in relation to the specifications before we get the finished product?
Well,
Well, pleasant morning to you, the listeners, and right. I just make one correction. I'm actually I'm not doctor yet, so I probably will have to wait a while.
Well, I'll speak it into being. Go ahead, David Allen.
Right. So essentially, the public comments are invited from every and anybody within public domain, right? Specifically as well, though, persons who are in the industry as it relates to the production of the materials for road-based road construction purposes, right? And of course, all the other agencies that are playing a critical role in build out of road infrastructure, like the NAA, they are part of the committee anyway. But any organization or company that produce material or purchases material for use for roads need to be a part of the conversation and are able to comment as well. But let's put a little bit more context to the situation. So the committee was formed well back in about January, February of 2025, and our mandate covers road construction in its entirety, the design aspects, the whole matter of even responsibility as it relates to employers and contractors and all of that. But essentially, this particular issue that we have out there in the public domain addresses the material specifications. So essentially, when we look at it, we are speaking to road-based material that we talk about crushed limestone, and it looks into the gradation. It looks into the strength requirement of those things. And what's happened is that what we found before and happening in the public domain is the matter of deteriorating roads and to the extent of potholes. And it was pointed to that the road-based material, marl and what was considered to be marl, was of inferior quality. And what it also pointed to as well is that the quarries themselves weren't producing materials to any particular specification, right? And so the specification was required, though there are specifications out there in the international domain, and even specification that the NAA has. There was no national specification for road material. So the common man out there, any ordinary person, could simply go and buy and use material without the kind of monitoring regime that the Bureau of Standards would want to have on that. And in fact, also to have the compliance requirements put there. Because if there's no law, there is no breaking of a law, put it that way. So this document, though a voluntary thing, can become compulsory when it is placed within contracts to say this is what we are committing to, right? So I know Dr. Gooden might mention that students are voluntary, but they are compulsory once they're included in contract. And of course, we want that to happen. And so the material specification, the road material, the asphalt, all of those now are being brought into a national standard. Therefore, we can hold the public to this. And anyone enters a contract for road construction can say, this standard exists, and this is what we as a nation has determined through the committees of the Bureau of Standards to put out there as the requirements for materials for roads. So I hope that sets a context.
Yes. Here's a comment, Dr. Gooden or David Allen, online from someone who has submitted their comments on these specifications. And the comment says, it appears DJS 382-2026 operates on a single actor verification model. The word engineer appears throughout as the sole quality authority, approving materials, witnessing tests, accepting or rejecting work. For example, the engineer approves mixed designs. The engineer witnesses cube casting. The engineer approves compacting equipment. The engineer orders removal or defection based material. The engineer determines whether a primed surface is ready for traffic. However, this is not independent certification. This is owner-side supervision, where an engineer employed by or engaged on behalf of the same project that is being built. And the person says, in my experience in public procurement best practice, this is a well-documented conflict of interest architecture. Dr. Gooden?
All right.
Let's take your comment. Let's take your response. Let's take your response to this comment after the break.
Jamaica live good, yeah. I make we enjoy life, while we feel safe at night. Jamaica live good.
Jamaica,
Stop the killing and give up the guns. Just live good now.
The time brought to you by the Ministry of National Security and Peace is
7:34.
Already have a T-Tag for your vehicle? Just top it up and go through. Now you can see funds in your T-Tag account almost immediately after topping up. So if you're already on your journey, you can safely pull off the road and top up using the My T-Tag app or WhatsApp, or ask a passenger to do it for you. And within 5 to 10 minutes, you can enjoy the lower toll rates and other benefits of the T-Tag lane. Even if you forget to top up before you started your trip, top up your T-Tag and continue to go through quicker and cheaper on Transjam highways.
Remember the first time, the first glance, the first touch, and rediscover that feeling. At Couples Resorts, every stay feels like the first time all over again. Escape to a couples-only, all-inclusive paradise with gourmet dining, premium cocktails, and unforgettable ocean views, all included. Jamaican residents can celebrate with exclusive rates from $405 USD per night, valid through April 30th. Visit couples.com/residence. Couples Resorts, like the first time, every time.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning, having a conversation with the Executive Director of the Bureau of Standards Jamaica, Dr. Velton Gooden, and Chairman of the BSJ's Road Construction Technical Committee, David Allen. And they're speaking to the BSJ's draft Jamaica standard specifications relating to road construction. So before the break, Dr. Gooden, David Allen read a comment from one of our citizens who did make comments and submitted to the BSJ in relation to the specification, but raising concerns about the engineering being so involved in terms of approval, and asking if there shouldn't be some sort of, the person says, independent approval process in it as well, some sort of third-party approval process.
All right, absolutely, and we agree wholeheartedly with that comment. The standard itself has a definition section. For example, in 2.13, it talks about the employer's representative and or engineer. And it says that this person is a designated technical authority responsible for approving materials, construction methods, testing procedures, and ensuring compliance with specification. And that last phrase there is the important part, because once the standard is published and gazetted, and once it becomes mandatory, either by way of a contract or it becomes part of a regulation. For example, the government may enact regulation, maybe the Run Road Authority Act or some such regulation, then it becomes mandatory. So what the standard is saying, that this chief technical person who is responsible for the oversight of the construction, he is the one that is primarily responsible for making sure all the inputs into the construction process meets with the requirement of the specification. And those requirements are usually determined by the standard and also by an independent lab capable of doing the necessary tests on the aggregates, determining the compressive strength either of the road itself, or if it's concrete, the concrete material. So the Bureau standard, which has 10 accredited labs, including 4 labs that are accredited to the ISO 17025 standard, is capable of doing the requisite tests and providing test results for which this engineer or the person in authority can be guided in dealing with the contractors.
Gentlemen, good morning, Dr. Gooden. Good morning, David Allen. Let me take this thing from this perspective. My ears popped open my eyes certainly when I saw the report, and then of course as you've been speaking, I become even more keen on what you're saying, because I wondered to myself, doesn't the National Works Agency set and enforce standards where road construction is concerned? And if that is so, is this a duplication of the NWA's functions? I put that to you, Dr. Gooden.
All right. So No, as far as we know, there are no national standards as far as road construction is concerned in Jamaica. All right, so the NAA, based on the type of roads that it is doing, it will use different standards. And those standards are, we have no issue with those standards that they use, but they are not grounded in Jamaican law. So what we're seeking to establish through public discussion and through the technical work made by a diversified committee. When you see the committee members that make up this technical committee, including NAA, you will understand that what we're seeking to do is a one unified document that speaks authoritatively to the design and the input that is grounded in law and can be used for the basis of contract or perhaps any dispute that may arise after road construction.
It's funny you say that, because I'm flipping through as we speak a document from the NAA titled Technical Specifications, which speaks to technical specifications for excavations, gabion walls, rubble masonry, roadworks, sidewalks, curbs and curb and gutter, stormwater drainage, structural steelwork, standard for structures, curb and asphalt, detail and access detail. And the document goes into quality of material, approval of source of supply, samples, additional tests, inspection and testing. So I'm pulled even further towards the original question of if what the BSJ is doing is not something that exists already, why is it that we are going this route when, as set down here in this 64-page document, NAA technical specifications from about 2019 this says, or 2015? What is that not a duplication of effort? And I put that to you again.
All right, so I would have give my initial response, but I allow the chairman as well.
Yes, Mr. Allen, let me see if I can help with this.
Right. So let me answer. So as well. So the answer, I thank Dr. Gooden for quite a reasonable answer, I believe there. The thing about it is that the NAA's document is a specification between them and their contractors, right? It's meant to, it's all for what they would use to guide the contractual relation as it relates to quality of work, workmanship, and so on. It doesn't cover other road construction. So unless it's an NAA road that the NAA enters into a contract with a particular contractor to do, then it doesn't have the force of law, right?
The NAA manages about 5,000 kilometers of arterial, secondary, and tertiary roads.
Right.
Yeah. Dealing with the base strength, temperature controls, or laying asphalt, concrete, and specific structural layers. So a significant portion of the road network is under the thumb of the NAA.
Sure. So that's a good part of the conversation as well. But really, what this particular document does, right? Is to zoom in on materials, right? Not the workmanship this time, right? So we are looking at the materials per se, which of course in the NAA's document you will find many references to British standards, right? Maybe to American standards for the material, right? So and it has been a long thought, I would say, even of mine, to have the NAA. We have entered into dialogue many years ago to see how they could include in their own specification the Jamaican specification and for materials. So they would no longer refer to the British standard, refer to the American standard, refer to the Indian standards or other standards, but we will have a national standard for the materials. So the NAA's document is not duplicated; it's really enhanced. So they would keep their document. It's comprehensible with works, workmanship, materials, but the specification that they refer to was not a national specification. So what we're doing this committee is to develop the national specification for which the NAA can refer. Because of course, when it's a national specification, it will take consideration of our material, our processes, our restrictions, and what we can accept for our particular case.
Well, to bear you out, the point 2 of the document says, on the quality of material, all materials used in the works, and this is the NAA's document, all materials used in the works shall be new and of the types and qualities specified and shall be approved by the engineer. Materials shall comply with the requirements unless modified herein of the current amended editions of the American Standards for Testing and Materials, the British Standard Specifications published by the British Standards Institution, or any other recognized standards that may be quoted. So what you are saying is that alongside these two standard measures, you are developing and setting down a Jamaican standard which should have equal or even more status than the American and British standard, even in the area of quality of material. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, and more than just what equivalent, but more so replace them.
Replace them eventually.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Gentlemen, remember, the questions I'm asking are not to pour cold water on the effort, because God knows we need better roads and we need better materials. I just wanted to know if the effort of doing all of these things does not represent effort being used to do something that already exists, and to see if a dovetailing rather than a parallel set of rules being developed, it would not be better to do something that dovetails and complements rather than to replace that which exists. And you are saying to the country this morning that these things that you are pursuing do not exist at this time.
Right.
All right.
Another consideration,
Yes.
George, is that the materials that are used in our road constructions are normally obtained from our local quarries and persons who are involved in aggregate production and sale. And so we wanted to ensure that the local producers of these aggregates and other inputs, could meet our local standards. So we have the ability to test these materials at scale. Some of the materials that used in the British and American standard might not be readily available here in Jamaica. So we want to ensure that the standard that we are producing is relevant for our environment, our conditions.
The last one, gentlemen, before you go, is this. Based on the effort that you are putting into this this undertaking, and the number of people that you say you've pulled to the table who are stakeholding and who are contributing to the effort, that would suggest that the quality of material from the quarry and the standards are perhaps the main reason why the roads don't last. And some people would say, well, it's all good, well and good. You can build the greatest road, but if you have no money to maintain it, and of course for the, I'm calling them ancillary features around the road, proper drainage and so forth, so that the water doesn't come and settle on the road surface as good as it is. If the water settles, it's going to erode it. That's just how water works. And so the point of building quality roads is not the main point. The real point is the resources to maintain and rehabilitate the roads as time goes by. That is the main concern, not necessarily what you are pursuing. How do you respond to that?
I don't know, David, to take that.
David, take that one from me.
Yes, because the roads that are designed are certain, they should last for a minimum period of time.
Yes.
Right, under the conditions for which they were built.
Yeah.
So you should at least be able to get that. But David,
take me up on that. E.G. Hunter is on record saying it will need take $1 trillion to fix the roads and maintain them properly in Jamaica. And of course, we don't have that kind of money. So it's really maintenance and funds that are the problem, not necessarily the quality of the roads themselves when they are laid down.
Right. So they might even be equally important in that sense. We know we have a lack of maintenance, which also would indicate that our quality must be at optimal point, right?
Yes.
So the thing about it is that when you have the national standards through the Bureau of Standards committee works and so on, you now trigger another response. You trigger something in terms of a compliance regime, right? They have National Compliance Regulatory Authority, right? That's a good one. Right, so that we could say a sister arm of the Bureau of Standards would then be able to be activated, because if you have a national standard, then you can then monitor against that. So what will happen is that the quarries who are producing material will be, in a sense, mandated to produce. If they say they are producing for a particular purpose, then they can be monitored against that, right? And so therefore you can be more assured that the quality of the material coming out to the contractors and for use in the roads would be meeting national standards. then of course you're going to have other things which are out of the domain of the committee and of the bureau, which is in terms of some level of monitoring, but in terms of some level of enforcement,
yes,
which is a legal structure. But what I'm really saying is that the material quality is a first step, right? Because not only the material quality because it becomes a standard through the Bureau standards, it now requires the engagement of the compliance authority to monitor to see that the quarries are producing to the quality, which at present we have no assurance of that.
Hear you on that. Well, gentlemen, thank you for the time this morning, and we encourage the effort and hope that it meets the standards that you have set going into the discussions. Thank you this morning.
Thank you.
Executive Director of the Bureau of Standards Jamaica, Dr. Velton Gooden, and the Chairman of the Bureau of Standards Jamaica's Road Construction Technical Committee, David Allen. Break time.
For all your scales and food processing equipment, call Advanced Scales and Equipment Limited at 876-968-9612-5. The time by Advanced Scales and Equipment Limited is
7:50.
Hawkeye is protecting homes, businesses, and communities with trusted security solutions. The temperature by Hawkeye, securing what matters most, is
30 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 28 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 25 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
For 25 years, Digicel has been keeping Jamaica better connected. From late night calls to the texts, clicks, and moments that keep us close. Celebrating 25 years. Digicel, powered by you, connected by us.
It's that time again. Furnitureland and Carmen's Collections. Annual Labor Day sale. 40% to 70% off. Loads of living room sets, dining room sets, bedroom sets. Everything you need for your home. Incredible deals in the tents outside. 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Furnitureland and Carmen's Collection. 112 Constant Spring Road, near the Shortwood Road stoplight. Your source for the exceptional.
The following is a public service announcement by the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. The Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs wishes to advise the public that effective Tuesday, April 28 to Friday, May 28, the Attorney General's Chambers will be accepting service of court documents and other correspondence at the Ministry's 1A Fairway Avenue, Kingston 6 office. The Ministry apologizes for any inconvenience this change may cause and thanks you for understanding. The proceeding was a public service announcement by the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs.
This station raised me. It gave me a voice. And if Nationwide has ever meant something to you, come on in. Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club today on Patreon.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. Now, the Met Service says there could be an increase in bushfires across the country this year, arising from the super El Nino conditions being forecast. And El Nino is a natural climate phenomenon characterized by warmer than average sea surface temperatures in the central and eastern equatorial Pacific Ocean. It occurs every 2 to 7 years and dictates the global distribution of heat and rainfall, triggering extreme weather like droughts, floods, and heat waves in the Caribbean. It brings increased risk of heat-related impacts and droughts. We're being joined this morning by the Public Education Officer at the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Superintendent Emilio Ebanks. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So at the table now, the discussion being had within the JFB about preparation, Superintendent Ebanks?
At the table right now, what we are looking on is trying to get the information out there as to how to prevent fires, really. Because there is the old adage that, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. So we are trying as best as possible to get information out there, and that is why we're glad for mediums such as this one to get the information out there to persons. Your best bet right now is to prevent fires. We are already in a dry season. We're already in a dry period. Some sections of Jamaica have not had rain in quite a while now. So we really want to remind persons, don't burn. It's as simple as that.
Whether it is that you're a farmer or you're someone who has a home, no lighting of fires in your backyard to burn your garbage. That's the word this morning.
Absolutely none at all. So you clean up a space, find other ways, and that is what we have been educating persons on for a number of years now. So the farming community, the refuse that you clean, rather than trying to burn it, you can put it in an area and allow it to dry, and you can use it for mulch. And that, of course, will help to increase your yields, and this is natural. So these are ways that we have been looking on. We've been working with the farmers groups and going into the communities, educating persons. You don't have to burn. There are alternatives to burning.
How many fire hydrants does the JFB have access to, Superintendent Ebanks?
We have access to all fire hydrants in Jamaica.
And about how many?
Whether they are private or not, and we have close to 20,000. I don't have the numbers with me right now, but we have close to 20,000 fire hydrants right across the island.
And in terms of the capacity of the JFB this season to respond, I mean, we certainly hope there will be no bushfires or no fires in people's backyard that the JFB has to respond to. But just in case you have to, the JFB, what's the capacity, the resources on hand there across the country? Every fire station has enough, well, perhaps not enough trucks, but a reasonable number on hand to respond?
A reasonable number on hand, yes, to respond, but I always like to make it clear to persons there is no emergency service in the world that has all the resources they'll need. Last year, I was in China during the passage of the hurricane, and that led me to having a discussion with some of our counterparts in China. And they were saying they don't have enough resources. And when you look at the station and all the equipment and units and all of that they have, they were saying they don't have any. But one of the good things for us is that we just had, starting this week, I think it's 108 new persons joining the service. We had a graduation ceremony some time ago, so those persons have now joined. They are now deployed at stations across the island, and we like to say they'll be getting a baptism of fire, but we really don't want the fire, which is why I'm stressing the importance of prevention.
What about the work that the JFB conducts that might be important to a period like this in terms of evacuation, going in to check on popular locations that may have a lot of people from time to time, checking on those locations to ensure that there's a proper evacuation plan there just in case there's a fire?
Yes, that is an ongoing process. A huge part of what the fire prevention team does is going into these places, inspecting these places right across the island, right throughout the year, and just making sure that persons are still okay with the requirements in terms of what to do if a fire should start, and also what to do after the fire. So that is an ongoing process.
One for me, Emilio. For a place like Smoky Vale, or even the hills just behind Havendale, I don't know if it's quite Smoky Vale yet, but that section and then up there, every season your guys are busy. You can bet on them passing at least twice a day up into the hills because of the frequency of bushfires. Is there something that can be done to shorten the distance you have to travel, given that you know that this is a problem spot annually, or the current arrangement where you move from whichever location has the unit to dispatch, is that adequate? I'm just trying to think of what you can do to reduce the amount of time it takes you to travel through on Manningsville Road, through Havendale itself, up into the hills to sort out the issue.
All right. One of the examples that I want to share with you in terms of how we can partner with communities and different players to fix it. If you recall, years ago, we almost every year as well, massive losses in the coffee section in Upper St. Andrew. I led a team in there, and we went and we got some partnership through the USAID, and we trained persons first in how to prevent fires, second in what to do if a fire starts, and they were provided with some equipment, pumps that, lift pumps that would lift water from open sources, along with hoses, and those were placed at strategic locations. And since we've done that program, over a decade ago, we've had one single major fire in that space, in the Mavis Bank area. So what we need to do is, as citizens and business places, we have to come together and partner with the Jamaica Fire Brigade. We are willing to assist you with the training in terms of the resources, in terms of money. Unfortunately, we don't have it like that, where we can go in and do this. However, we can assist you with the training, and if you can find a partner to assist with the monetary part of it, we will come in and we will put a program in place like this for you as community members. So in the event that the fire starts, you can assist yourself until the fire brigade gets there. And once these fires are caught early, you might not need to call us any at all. So that's the best part.
A final one from me, Superintendent Ebanks. What about persons who are seen burning? What action can be taken against those persons?
Once you can identify the person, then that becomes a police matter. So report the matter, identify the person. It is now a police matter, and it will be dealt with by the police.
Superintendent Emilio Ebanks, Public Education Officer at the Jamaica Fire Brigade, talking about the preparation of the JFB heading into the rest of summer, and in light of what the Met Service is saying, that there could be increase in bushfires across the country arising from the super El Nino conditions being forecast. Thank you so much for your time, Superintendent.
You're welcome.
We take a break now. We'll have Across Jamaica after.
Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
It's time for Hot Listings, Nationwide 90 FM's on-air classifieds, made for quick ads and fast results.
Something big May Day sale by Garrett Trading is here. Join us in store from May 22 to 31 for crazy discounts, up to 50% off. Sale on countertops, porcelain and ceramic floor and wall tiles, kitchen sinks and mixers, toilets, and so much more. Call us today at 876-634-9773-4 or visit our showrooms at 169 Constant Spring Road, Kingston 8. Sale on items while stocks last. Garrett Trading for fine finishes, fittings, and fixtures. Experience a powerful story of recovery where faith is tested and determination conquers even illness. Take It Easy Book 1, available now at Art and Things and York Pharmacy. Call 876-926-7414 or 876-966-9613.
That was Hot Listings on Nationwide 90 FM. Listings start as low as $1,500. Call 876-630-1210 to book yours today.
The time by Grace Good Move is
3 minutes after 8.
Interex Distributors presents the ultimate tile clearance sale. Transform your space for less. Dunrobin Plaza, 30 Dunrobin Avenue. The temperature by Interex Distributors is
30 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, 28 out west in Montego Bay, and in Mandeville, 25 degrees Celsius.
From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside,
It's Across Jamaica This Morning.
Taking you across Jamaica this Wednesday morning, May 27, 2026 in Manchester. The Municipal Corporation says it will be undertaking drain cleaning and house and shelter repairs among the priority projects in preparation for the 2026 hurricane season, which starts on June 1. That's according to Deputy Mayor of Mandeville and Councillor for the Malgully Division, Rowan Kennedy.
So we have presently cleaning drain because we know that we have a lot of flood prone here in the parish. So the emphasis now in terms of preparation is drain cleaning. And of course, as I said, we are focusing on the centers because some of the centers were damaged. So wherever we can assist with minor repair, we're doing that.
Kennedy was speaking during Labor Day activities in New Pond near Malgully in the parish on Monday. He led a team of volunteers who repaired the home of 82-year-old Jocelyn Chronicle.
So we're actually in the Malgully Division, a community called New Pond up here in Bethany. And where our Labor Day focus in the area today is to work on an indigent house. We're actually here at Mr. Chronicle premises, right, doing some renovation. His house was affected by Melissa, the hurricane, which was very devastating, especially in this part of the parish, northwest Manchester, right? He wasn't spared in terms of damage.
Rowan Kennedy, Deputy Mayor of Mandeville and Councillor for the Malgully Division. Also in Manchester, a 48-hour curfew is currently enforced in sections of the Manchester Policing Division. The measure took effect at 7:45 p.m. on Tuesday and will remain in effect until 7:45 p.m. on Thursday, May 28. The areas affected include Hearties, Edgware, Patricktown, and Beltline. The police say persons within the boundaries are required to remain indoors unless otherwise authorized by the person in charge of enforcing the curfew. The measure follows a series of shootings in the parish in recent weeks. And that's it for Across Jamaica.
Remember the first time, the first glance, the first touch, and rediscover that feeling. At Couples Resorts, every stay feels like the first time all over again. Escape to a couples-only, all-inclusive paradise with gourmet dining, premium cocktails, and unforgettable ocean views, all included. Jamaican residents can celebrate with exclusive rates from $405 USD per night, valid through April 30th. Visit couples.com/residence. Couples Resorts, like the first time, every time.
The lenses are on. Now the nation is watching. Join Nationwide 90 FM live inside Cliff Hughes Online Wednesday, May 27 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. as Jamaicans for Justice hosts an important national conversation titled Body-Worn Cameras Among Law Enforcement in Jamaica. The conversation will bring together policymakers, stakeholders, and members of the public to explore the growing need for body-worn camera legislation in Jamaica. From public safety to civil rights, the conversation goes beyond cameras. It's about transparency, protection, and the future of policing in Jamaica. So tune in to Cliff Hughes Online Wednesday, May 27 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Catch this and so much more on our YouTube channel, Nationwide 90 FM Live. Keep your dials locked in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by Jamaicans for Justice.
I believe the children are our future.
This Child's Month, the conversation is all about our children. Join Nationwide 90 FM for a special edition of People's Agenda Live on Wednesday, May 27 from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. as we tackle issues affecting Jamaica's children and families.
Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be.
From bullying, cybersecurity, parenting, and mental health to education, nutrition, financial literacy, and child protection. Hear from government representatives, child advocates, health professionals, educators, and other key stakeholders as we explore the challenges, solutions, and support systems shaping the future of our children. People's Agenda Live, Child's Month Edition, Wednesday, May 27, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Meaningful conversations, real solutions, because every child matters. Brought to you by the Ministry of National Security and Peace, Sagicor Group, the Child Protection and Family Planning Services CPFSA, and the National Council on Education.
Okay, guys, we're back.
Powerful women and men perform for charity. An inspiring evening where public servants, diplomats, business leaders, and creatives unite with their talents, all for the children of Mustard Seed.
Did you miss us? Because we missed you.
Join us this Father's Day, Sunday, June 21 at 7 p.m. at Jamaica College. Admission, adults $4,000, children 12 and under $2,000. Tickets at select Fontana pharmacies and online at touchstonelink.com. Powerful women and men perform for charity. Great performances, great people, one great cause. Powered by Nationwide News Network.
Fit Nation is brought to you by Express Fitness 24/7. Your goal is our mission.
You wanna hot buddy? You want a Bugatti? You want a Maserati? You better work. You want a Lamborghini? Sip martinis, look hot in a bikini. You better work. You wanna live fancy, live in a big mansion, party in France? You better work. You better work. You better work. You better work. Now get to work.
That time of a Wednesday morning, it's time for Fit Nation. And in Fit Nation this morning, focusing on the True Juice 5K Run Walk. Now, after raising a record $8.2 million for the Linstead Public Hospital last year, the True Juice 5K Run Walk will return on Sunday, June 7, with organizers hoping to exceed last year's registration of 4,800 participants and further strengthen the event's contribution to healthcare in St. Catherine. For more, I'm being joined by Senior Marketing Manager at True Juice, Lauren Mahfood. Good morning to you, Lauren.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks so much for having me.
So I just told the listeners, Lauren, that last year True Juice raised a record $8.2 million for the Linstead Public Hospital. What does that achievement mean for the company and the wider community there in St. Catherine?
So it's a huge achievement for us. I mean, last year being able to raise $8.2 million was a big milestone. This year we are really hoping to double that figure. We had 4,866 participants that came out to run or walk last year. And, just that in itself, seeing thousands of people in our True Juice orchards running or walking in support of the Linstead Hospital is something that's so special to us and something that, keeps us motivated to keep on hosting this run, because we believe that being able to give the gift of healthcare to Jamaicans is something that's so important to us. And we want to make Linstead Hospital one of the best hospitals in Jamaica.
So you have your big target now of about 16 million and trying to get 10,000 folks to register to participate. Are there new elements or improvements that have been introduced this year to attract even more runners and walkers?
So definitely, we've actually expanded the venue space. So, we want to ensure that, during our warm-up series, patrons don't feel as crowded. Last year it was the venue wasn't as big as it is going to be this year. So, this venue will have more space. It won't feel as crowded. And we've also introduced some different bid categories. So we have elite runner, run, elite walker, and walk. So we have 4 different categories this year, and we believe that that will also help to streamline when we're lining up for the run walk. That we'll have the elite runners start off first, the runners will go second, then we have the elite walkers followed by the walkers. And I just feel like this True Juice 5K is really a one-of-a-kind 5K because, it's not really the typical road 5K. You're actually running through the True Juice orchards. So it's definitely an event, and I encourage all Jamaicans, families, friends, team workers, co-workers come out and, you know, experience this, because there's nothing like it in Jamaica.
And give us the basics, Lauren, about the when and the cost and where persons can register if they're interested.
Definitely. So the event is happening on Sunday, June 7th at the True Juice Orchards in Bog Walk, St. Catherine. We'll have a warm-up session at 6:30 a.m. Our run will start at 7 a.m., followed by the walk at 7:10 a.m. It's very easy and quick to sign up. All you need to do is go to www.truejuice5k.com. All the event details are on this page. It is currently now $4,000 to enter, and we'll have lots of food, beverages, snacks on location thanks to our amazing sponsors. So come out. It's not just a run walk. We call it a true Sunday fun day, because even after the run walk, we invite all participants to join us in the river for a cool down. And, you know, it's just an amazing vibe and a lovely experience.
And remind our listeners as well, if this is just an event for adults, or children can also come along and participate.
No, actually, we welcome all ages. So kids, adults, grandparents, anybody who wants to come and experience this 5K is more than welcome to join us. You don't have to be a seasoned runner or walker to do this event. You know, you can use it as an opportunity for quality time with friends, catching up with families, some, you know, team building, exercise. So everyone is welcome, and it's a beautiful course, and we're all running for something bigger than ourselves.
Yeah, and talking about that something bigger than ourselves, the beneficiaries for this year?
Linstead Hospital.
Still Linstead Hospital. Any particular focus for the hospital this year?
Not a particular focus, but every year, you know, the proceeds go towards medical equipment or improving the hospital in itself. So, you know, once we tell them how many funds we've raised, they'll come back and let us know, like, you know, what they believe is the best use of those funds for the hospital.
Yeah. And just before we let you go, Lauren, the funds that you raised, continuing to pump those resources into the Linstead Hospital, I know that as a beneficiary, the folks over there are grateful. How important is corporate social responsibility to True Juice's overall brand mission?
It's very important to us. So giving back is deeply rooted into the culture at Tradewinds, and, you know, that's why we remain committed year after year. Hosting this for 11 years is something that's really important to us, and we will continue to do this. We strongly believe in improving our community, and, you know, we really believe that healthcare is so important and so critical to our Jamaicans, and that's our reason for, you know, wanting to continue to dedicate ourselves to Linstead Hospital and making it one of the best hospitals in Jamaica. We want our people to feel like they're in the best hands when they're at the Linstead Hospital, and, you know, we'll keep working towards that goal.
Yeah. And anything else that folks who are interested, thinking about participating, can expect after the run walk?
So, like I mentioned before, the course in itself is beautiful, and then after the run walk, we have a lovely village with, you know, snacks and beverages. We have Kellogg's on board, Nature Valley on board, National, Honey Bun, Powerade, Vitamalt. We have Empower. True Juice will have lots of our beverages from True Juice Fresh, True Shake. So there's a lot of sponsors on board. We have Nescafe, Tetley. So it's going to be an event filled with lots of goodies, plus lots of fun. So we also have the river. Patrons can, you know, enjoy a swim or cool down after. We have live music and hosting from Jade and Bambino. And it's just going to be an incredible event, lots of fun. So come out with your family, friends, and co-workers.
And what's the cutoff point for signing up?
June 3rd is the deadline for registration.
All right, so June 3rd, you guys have until June 3rd to sign up for the True Juice 5K run walk that is happening on Sunday, June 7th. And the contributions go to healthcare, the Linstead Hospital there in St. Catherine. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Lauren.
Thank you so much for having me, and thanks to Nationwide for being a gold sponsor of our True Juice 5K. We really couldn't have done it without you, and we're so grateful for your support at this time.
Oh, you're most welcome. Brilliant stuff there. Lauren Mahfood, Senior Marketing Manager at True Juice. We take a break here on NTM. We'll be back with more.
You wanna Hawk Buddy? You wanna Bugatti? You wanna Maserati? You better work. You wanna Lamborghini? Sip martinis, look hot in a bikini. You better work. You wanna live fancy, live in a big mansion, party in France? You better work. You better work. You better work. You better work. Look at your work.
Fit Nation was brought to you by Express Fitness 24/7. Your goal is our mission.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
8:20.
Fontana Pharmacy has a wide variety of items from pharmaceuticals, household, cosmetics, toys, and more. The temperature by Fontana Pharmacy, it's all good inside, is
31 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, 29 out west in Montego Bay, and 26 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
The following safety tip is brought to you by the Ministry of National Security and Peace. Avoid using your phone while driving or traveling on the road. Staying alert and keeping your full attention on your surroundings helps protect both you and pedestrians. The preceding safety tip was brought to you by the Ministry of National Security and Peace.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hatley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Fast, reliable home internet just got more affordable. Pay only $2,000 for installation when you sign up for Digicel Plus, now until May 31. Home internet plans start as low as $7,499 plus GCT. Call 876-619-7253 for more information. Digicel, powered by you, connected by us.
Welcome back. You're still tuned in to Nationwide This Morning NTM. Now, the JN Financial Academy's Smarter Credit course is designed to help Jamaicans at every stage of their financial journey build confidence in how they understand and manage money and credit. To talk to us about the Jamaica National Smarter Credit course, I'm being joined by the financial education consultant with the JN Foundation, Rose Miller. Good morning to you, Rose.
Good morning, Tona. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great.
All right.
Great. Thank you so much for having us.
Not a problem. So, Rose, for folks out there who they're not familiar with the JN Foundation Academy, talk to us about the academy.
Well, the JN Financial Academy operates under the JN Foundation, which is the philanthropic arm of the JN Group. And it was born out of the idea that folks, we really need to elevate the level of our financial education as a people. We're still at 33%, and that's really not good, because when we are not financially aware, then we're really not able to participate fully in the financial systems and to benefit from what goes with that. And so we launched that a couple years ago, and we're offering this course in particular to focus on credit, because there is a huge gap generally in financial education, but persons are really getting themselves into deep trouble because of a lack of understanding of how credit works and how they can actually benefit from credit. And while we strongly believe that credit is a good tool, if we're not using it responsibly, then we are going to be in trouble as individuals, but also as a nation.
So talk to us about the course, the Smarter Credit course that the JN Financial Academy is undertaking.
So this course, it's administered online for, let me just put that out there. It's a self-paced course where essentially you can go online and complete the modules. There are 4 modules, namely the language of loans, because we want people to understand when they sit before a loans officer and they start talking jargon. What in the world are they talking about? Kind of a thing. So we want to sensitize folks to some of the language you hear as you face a loans officer. And there's also Smarter Credit application to set you up for success, so that when you do apply, the chances of your getting through is that much better because you understand what needs to happen and what position you need to be in as well, and how you can position yourself for that.
Right.
There's also debt reduction strategies. Now, there are many, many persons who are, like I said, deeply in debt. And we want them to know that there is hope. There are actually strategies that they can use to reduce and eliminate their debt. And then the 4th module has to do with your credit report and you. And this remains an area as well where people are not aware of a lot of things. You know, how creditworthiness affects their credit score, how not paying back on time and so on can actually affect you as you seek to do business in the financial space, because it's going to affect your credit history, which affects your credit score. And so we want to demystify the whole thing about credit bureaus and how they operate, and, you know, the control that you have and how you can play a huge role in making sure that you have the confidence to face a loans officer. So those are the 4 modules. And like I said, you do them online at your own pace within a time frame, though, because you do modules online and then you come to a live webinar.
Oh.
At the webinar, then we deep dive into what you just studied. We have the exchange with our financial expert on the topic and so on. And so you get a chance to ask your questions and delve more into it.
All right, so fill out some of the gaps for us now, Rose, in terms of the time period. How long persons who are interested, they're going to sign up and do the course? Where do they sign up? How long do they have to complete the courses? And when is the live session?
Great. The course spans roughly 6 weeks. So we open first webinar on June 3.
Right.
But before that, you would have needed to register at JN Financial Academy, then enroll for the course, do modules 1 and 2, because the first webinar covers modules 1 and 2, and then you come to the live webinar on June 3. So it's open now, so you can go on jnfinancialacademy.com, register, enroll, and just take less than an hour, because we're smart people, so less than an hour, and you're done with modules 1 and 2, and you're ready for June 3.
Wait, so they do modules 1 and 2
before they come to the live webinar that covers both modules on June 3.
Okay, and where is the live webinar being held?
It's on Zoom.
Okay.
And so once you register, you get all the information. You will get your link and so on, so you can participate. And after the first webinar, then you now do module 3, and then you come to the live webinar on June 17. Same process. After that, then you go on to module 4, and then the final webinar on July 1. So snappy, and you are all smarter about credit, so that you can access credit with confidence. You can speak, you can behave, you can make sure that you are using credit to your advantage. So we want Jamaicans to be that much smarter, because because we want persons to know the benefits of credit and how you can use this awesome tool to arrive at destination financial security or financial freedom or wherever you want to get to on the financial space.
And is there a fee attached to being a part of the courses?
There is such good news where that is concerned. It doesn't cost you anything. So Tom, you have no excuse, no excuse to position yourself so that you can get smarter about credit. You have no excuse. And the webinars run from 6:30 p.m. sharp to 8 p.m. sharp.
Okay.
So don't think this is one of these webinars that you're going to start late. You're going to miss something. So come on.
Yeah.
In webinar 2 as well, we do have a live budget exercise. And in these days, based on what's going on now, we all know that we have to kind of recast budget because things are totally out of whack. And so we're having a live budget exercise where the participants actually create this budget. We have a full discussion on it and so on.
And one of our teachers in our YouTube chat asking Rose, will there be a certification after taking the course?
Definitely. Once you qualify, you have to do you have to do one webinar, at least one webinar. They are so awesome. Once you come to the first one, you're going to want to come to the other two. But to qualify for the cert, you just need one webinar. But you must do all the modules, complete all the quizzes, and then there is a evaluation form at the end that you must complete. And that qualifies you for a certificate, most certainly.
So just give us the details again, Rose, about the 4 courses and where persons can go to sign up, and then the date of the first webinar.
Great. So sign up like right now at jnfinancialacademy.com. Go on the site, register, and then enroll for the Smarter Credit course. Once you do that, you have access to complete modules 1 and 2, and you finish that quick. Do the quiz, and then register also for the webinar, and turn up at 6:30 on June 3. Then when that is over, you're going to be so excited. You go back, you do module 3, where you can learn about debt reduction strategies. And then you complete the quiz, and then you come back to the second webinar on June 17. And then you repeat the process, finish module number 4, your credit report, and you really awesome modules. They're all awesome. And then you come back to the webinar on July 1, and you'd have completed the course. Then you do the evaluation, and then you submit that, and you qualify for a certificate. And then you turn up at each webinar. Like I said, they are really great. 6:30 p.m. and it runs until 8 p.m.
So Alethea McLeod. So totally free, guys. So you have at least 2 prospective students in our YouTube chat, Rose.
Awesome.
Carlene Smith says, great, I will start at 9 a.m. And I see Alethea McLeod saying, is there a Zoom link for overseas people? But the link that you have works for everybody, whether you're in Jamaica or overseas.
Everybody. We have had persons who have come in from overseas to the course. So that's not a problem at all, as we know.
So Alethea McLeod, you seem to be interested as well. Yeah, hop on over and start doing your courses, and the link that you'll get for that first webinar on June 3, is it, Rose?
Yes, it is.
Right. Everybody can access it. Right. Yes. Everybody can access it, whether you're here or somewhere else. But thank you so much, Rose Miller, Financial Education Consultant with the JN Foundation, for coming on and talking to us this morning about the Jamaica National Smarter Credit course. Thank you, Rose.
Thank you so much, Tana. All the best. Thanks for having us.
All the best to you, too.
Great.
We take a break. We'll come back with more on NTM. Rebuild with standards, rebuild with confidence. Test your blocks, concrete, cement, aggregates, and other building materials at the Bureau of Standards Jamaica. The BSJ, building a nation, test by test. The time by the BSJ is 8:33.
It's been a long day. It is with deep sadness that we announce the passing of Desmond Young. The family invites relatives, friends, and well-wishers to join them as they give thanks to God for his life. A Thanksgiving service will be held on Sunday, May 31, 2026, commencing at 10 a.m. at the Kencott Seventh-day Adventist Church. The interment will follow at Dovecot Memorial Park. For those unable to attend in person, the service will be live-streamed on YouTube at MValeSDAJA.
For 25 years, Digicel has been keeping Jamaica better connected. From late night calls to the texts, clicks, and moments that keep us close.
Hi, babes.
A network built in Jamaica for Jamaicans. But connection has never been just about the network. It's about the people behind every hello.
Yo, my general. Wagwan.
Celebrating 25 years. Digicel, powered by you, connected by us.
Enough power tool, big to small. Jackama figure dig the wall. Up a Total Tools. Weed whacker figure trim the lawn. We have everything a job demand. Total Tools. We rent them, sell them and fix them. Also give Total Tools a call. When I say home improvement, landscape construction, a Total Tools are your option. Home improvement, landscape construction, Total Tools are your option. Total Tools located at 102 Main Street, Ocho Rios, 34 Slipe Road, Kingston. And lot C6 Jacksaw, Sentence Bay. Call us today.
The lenses are on. Now the nation is watching. Join Nationwide 90 FM live inside Cliffviews Online Wednesday, May 27 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. as Jamaicans for Justice hosts an important national conversation titled Body-Worn Cameras Among Law Enforcement in Jamaica. The conversation will bring together policymakers, stakeholders, and members of the public to explore the growing need for body-worn camera legislation in Jamaica. From public safety to civil rights, the conversation goes beyond cameras. It's about transparency, protection, and the future of policing in Jamaica. So tune in to Cliffviews Online Wednesday, May 27 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Catch this and so much more on our YouTube channel, Nationwide 90 FM Live. Keep your dials locked in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by Jamaicans for Justice.
Here's Mbappe! Oh my word! Radio coverage of the FIFA World Cup has never been this pivotal.
The 2026 staging will be a drive time event. Given the times, the games will be played.
You'll definitely be on the move during a large portion of the games or unable to be in front of a television.
And that makes a nationwide coverage of the World Cup even more important, as you'll not miss a beat, whether you're in your car or generally on the move.
Alvaro Pereira hit by James! Oh, what a goal!
So make Nationwide 90 FM your company, your partner, and your source for unmatched coverage of the FIFA World Cup finals this summer.
Now they have got 7. It's Brazil 1.
Take us with you every move you make. June 11 to July 19, when the champions of the world are crowned.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. The Emerald Roaring River Open House is set for Saturday, May 30 from 12 noon to 4 p.m. So 4 hours for prospective buyers to take the opportunity to experience the development firsthand. Joining me this morning is real estate sales manager for sales and rentals at Sagicor Property Services, Davika Hamilton. She'll share insights into the rapid growth of Jamaica's North Coast and the factors driving investor interest in the area. Davika, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How about you?
It is well with me. It is well with me. Let's start. From your perspective, what is driving investor confidence and momentum along Jamaica's North Coast?
I am happy to answer that question. So I believe that the investor confidence, particularly on the North Coast, is and has been hitting an all-time high because of a number of factors. For one, there is unprecedented infrastructure upgrade that is taking place all along the corridor. There is year-on-year demand for investment in tourism and tourism products. And of course, we can't leave out how resilient the Jamaica market is, how resilient our economy is. I see the ongoing expansion along the highway, the North Coast Highway, as a complete game changer for Jamaica, because it is pulling together our parishes all the way from Hanover to Portland. And there is also and has been investment connecting our southern parishes, which is making sure that we are moving on a progressive path, slashing our travel times. So when you pair that with post-COVID remote work, long trips and stayovers, we naturally saw demand grow for gated resort town communities and beachfront communities all along the coast.
Comprehensive. Some of the standout developments through your eyes that are currently shaping the growth you're speaking about along the North Coast.
Okay, so there is, of course, there's a brilliant chain reaction that is happening along the coast. Some of the few standout developments that I would have seen is, for one, Hanover. The Grand Palladium is driving upscale infrastructure in Hanover. In Montego Bay, you're looking at Pinnacle, which is redefining the skyline in Jamaica. In St. Mary, you're looking at communities that are being built around the Ian Fleming International Airport, with a surge in ultra-exclusive, low-density boutique villa development catering to a high-net-worth market. And in St. Anne, an absolute sweet spot for the North Coast. You need to look at the Emerald Roaring River project in Miami Bay. This project is a masterclass for several reasons. For one, it has an aging-in-place design, meticulously built around persons who are looking for mobility and accessibility in a community. It allows residents to transition through different stages of their lives. There is the rapid execution that we're looking at with the project. It is backed by a world-class contracting firm, China Harbor. The development is moving at a fast speed. Phase 1 is already built, and the final touches are taking place right now. You can see some footage happening with the drone shot showing the lagoon, the clubhouse, and the apartment, which is already out of ground, with interior work taking place. And these apartments are standing out for long-term investment and short-term rental investment.
The financing, well, even before, just looking at the name, Emerald Roaring River, it evokes a certain kind of class. Like, it's not normal. Am I right?
Yes, it is a real gem.
Yeah.
It is.
The financing solutions and insurance options available to prospective buyers.
Financing for the project would be available through Sagicor Bank with an intergenerational mortgage. It allows applicants to partner with family members and access mortgage up to 45 years, along with a package that includes a line of credit of up to $2 million for renovations if necessary, a pre-approved credit card, and a solar loan. Representatives, if they were to come to the open house this weekend, representatives from Advantage General will also be there, and they will be able to assist with information on content insurance and protecting their investments.
As time runs out on us, what would you say is the biggest opportunity persons, investors, prospective investors shouldn't miss at Emerald Roaring River at this time?
We say time is key, right?
Yeah.
So the key opportunity right now is to make sure that they enter this project early on. This is phase 1. It is rapidly growing. We are almost finished, and persons will be able to come, kind of experience the lifestyle, the appeal. At the open house this weekend, they'll be able to get more information.
Excellent. Thank you for your time this morning. All the best to you.
Thank you.
Good. That was the real estate sales manager for sales and rentals at Sagicor Property Services, Davika Hamilton. Thank you for sharing today. And for those listening, come out to Emerald Roaring River, or go out to Emerald Roaring River this Saturday, May 30, from 12 noon to 4 p.m. to explore the properties and amenities firsthand, and of course speak with the expert team on site. For more information, you can visit sagicorproperties.com. That's sagicorproperties.com. Or you can send an email to realestate@sagicor.com, realestate@sagicor.com, and reserve your spot. Sign up so that they can know that you're coming, so that they can accommodate for you. Sagicor Property Services, everything real estate.
Decorate like a designer with BH Paints. The time brought to you by BH Paints is
8:44. This is a public service announcement from the Jamaica Public Service Company. Traffic along the Elegant Corridor in St. James will be reduced to single lane in sections on Wednesday, May 27 and Sunday, May 31 from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily to facilitate electrical infrastructure works related to street lighting. Motorists, especially persons traveling to and from Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, are being asked to proceed with caution and to plan for extra travel time. JPS thanks you for your patience and understanding as it works to improve service to you. That was a public service announcement from the Jamaica Public Service Company.
Hey there, girl, it's been a while. Guess you'll be glad to know that I've learned how to laugh and smile. Getting over you was so. They say old lovers can be good friends, but I never thought I'd really see you again. Really see you again. I go crazy when I look in your eyes. I still go crazy. No, my heart just can't hide that old feeling inside, way deep down inside. Oh, baby, you know when I look in your eyes, I still go crazy. You say he satisfies your mind.
Yeah, it's the birthday time, and the people always complain, say, we are talking about them birthday, say, well, this is the part of the show we get to talk to you, you know, we are human beings, and we want to share our life experiences with you. What you think I was to tell you yesterday?
I think it was a horse.
Oh yes, the horse. You want to do the birthdays before or after?
After. It's 8:47.
Yeah.
Can you do the story in 3 minutes?
Of course.
Oh, there you go.
We can do the story in 3 minutes. So, I spent a lot of time in my teenage years between 9 when I just started high school. So between 9 and 15, that period, I spent every summer on a horse farm. Yeah. So in Old Harbor, a horse farm. So my uncle was the superintendent of the farm. Yeah. So I'd always loved horses before. Mm-hmm. So you can just imagine me being there. So these weren't just regular horses. These were thoroughbred horses, mm-hmm. Retired horses from Caymanas Park, horses imported into the country. So you had some top class racers who had retired now and come to breed and all that, you know. So we'd go from pasture to pasture, me and him opening up to let out the mares who were in foal, the pregnant horses to eat. Then we'd have the younger ones come to eat, then the older ones. There was a horse there called Benito. No, Young Ben. His name was Young Ben. And he was 32 years old. Yeah, man. He just stood one place all day. Maga and thing, but he's still hanging on. Yeah, Young Ben.
Yes.
Anyway, so my uncle used to... So in that time, I wanted to be a jockey. The only thing, I didn't want to be no journalist. I always wanted to be a reporter or journalist, but for that period I wanted to be a jockey because I was short and little and tiny.
Yeah, perfect.
I keep telling you that when my high school teachers see me to this day, them say, "Charge, you get biggie." And imagine I'm not a big man, yeah?
Yeah.
Good. So I wanted to be a jockey, so they were, evaluating me, and they must say, "No man, him not gonna be no jockey because him gonna put on too much weight, him gonna go too heavy for a jockey. A jockey's body weight has to be like 105 pounds, 110 at the upper limit."
Yeah.
And they must say, "No, sir, I'm not gonna make that weight there." Of course, all these discussions were taking place behind my granny's back, because if my granny even hear about no jockey business, she'd have murdered me. You understand?
Yeah.
Because she now work for St. Magal School for go to jockey. Anyway. But in my head, I wanted to be a jockey, so I was there and I would ride, and I'd ride donkeys on the farm. I'd ride the horses, the older ones who were slower, yeah, catch me practice and thing. So one day, you should know that when the male horses who have their bits intact, because not all male horses have their bits intact. You have the geldings who are castrated, so they have their bits removed.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, the ones who have their bits intact, you see, when they're passing a pasture or a field with females in it, skin catch a fire on a normal day, Anyway, so across the road from the horse farm is a huge horse farm, and then a Lily place, big. So across the road from that was a dairy. So the same lady, Cecile C. Alberga, she owned the farm. It was called KC Farm. So across the road was her dairy operation, where she had a lot of dairy cows, and a milking operation where the cows would be milked and so forth, and the milk sent to cream or wherever to make ice cream, whatever. So my uncle said to me, "Here, well, bring this horse here over to the dairy side." But this was a horse called Viva, who was an A-class campaigner at Caymanas Park. He was imported, so he didn't race much locally, but he ran off a few times. And he had all his bits intact because he came to breed. So I didn't get any saddle. I was just given a halter, throw the halter, and sit on bareback.
Yes.
And was, walking. Not even him say, listen. He called me Pablo. That was his nickname for me. So Pablo, don't can't time because you might can't manage him. So I say, all right. So I was walking. Unbeknownst to me, this huge pasture with mares was almost at the exit to the farm. Jesus Christ, Donna. My boy walk with me good, And like the man sniff the ear and smell the girls. And he broke out into a trot. And me I say, hold on there. So I'm trying to pull him back now. Jeez. The more I pull him, the more I wrestle with him, and the more him till he broke out into a canter. Till the man started get up full speed. I was powerless. And all me I pull full speed. And guess what now?
Mm-hmm.
The road between the horse farm and the dairy is a main road for cars and trucks. Tana, if one bicycle did that come, me dead. The speed of the ass fly across the road. Tana.
He didn't fall off.
Hold on. So after he flew, because I'm not letting him go in the direction of the mares. So the good thing I could do was steer him straight.
Mm-hmm.
So he ran full speed across the main road. Luckily there was no car coming or vehicle. Full speed and into the lane where the dairy was. And me I tried Dana in throw me in some maca. Fling me away in some maca.
Whoa.
But I'm ashamed like dog. so after I got up and pick out the maca them out of my hand now. So I had to go find him now, take him to the area that my uncle said me to take him to. And I spent a long time over the dairy coming to know me. I'll go back and tell him so I was fling me away. I didn't tell him.
Oh, so you needed to bring back the horse?
No, I need to just take him over there. But he expected me to come back because I was to help him with the feeding. So he doesn't come back for this. So I was, Pablo, where you there? So I said, no, I'm up on the dairy, man. I go and look for him at that time. But I'm sure he knew because he would look for me and say, yo, so what you chip up so?
Carlene says still no climax.
Carlene, you're gonna find me, Carlene. You're gonna find me.
That is funny.
What may I tell you, say?
I'm so sorry for your troubles.
That was why I've replayed that incident in my mind 30 million times. You know the one thing what bother me the most? All I'm gonna tell my granny say, me gonna ride Racehorse.
You lucky was the word.
And did not mess it. So I'm not thinking about my sin. Lord God, I'm going to tell me God didn't want a peer problem. No. So she died not knowing that happened. Because I could never tell her. She'd have banned me.
Yeah.
She never knew. I mean, never tell her. I mean, and I never told my uncle, but know him know. So something go on. Come and say, you not stay with this so long.
Oh my
so
God.
him knows that they ask fling me away. Some bush. So that's the story.
Just like a maca.
Holy Pamakan. A holy Pamakan.
So our birthdays now. You guys can hop on over the chats and drop your birthdays. It's time for the birthday segment. And celebrating a birthday this morning is a very important birthday here, a VVIB. It's the birthday. Can we get the picture of this lovely young lady on our screen, in the split screen there? It's the birthday of Alia Swaby, aka the Queen.
What?
Alia Swaby.
What?
The daughter of our very own Alric Swaby.
What?
Is celebrating her birthday today. I think Alia is 13 years old today.
Big woman, no?
It's so crazy that I remember when I started NNN and seeing little Alia, and look at Alia now.
Yes.
Yeah, in
Alric still little.
in gymnastics and all these things, doing well. So a very, very special happy birthday going out to Alia Swaby. They call her the Queen. Wishing her a lovely day. I'm sure mommy and daddy will make it a fabulous one for you. So happy birthday to you, Alia. Happy birthday greetings also going out. This is another special birthday greeting. This one says, to the rock of our family, Nakia, you are so faithful, loyal, wise, strong, reliable, caring, selfless, and the list goes on. Today we celebrate and acknowledge you for being the epitome of a godly husband, father, son, and brother. We pray that you will be encouraged and strengthened on your special day. We love you. It's coming from your wife, Lisa, your kids, Seth and Hannah, parents, brothers, sisters-in-law, nephew, and your extended family, your church family, your friends, and the Rotary Club. Sending you happy birthday greetings. Also sending you happy birthday greetings, bro. Wishing for you a lovely day. Over on Facebook, happy birthday greetings are going out to Tamara Graham, Ali Robinson, Lisa Allen Brown. Happy birthday as well to Peter Gay Sterling. Happy birthday, Peter Gay. Wishing for your lovely day. Also greetings going out to Brian Vaughns, district officer there at the Falmouth Fire Department, Denise Mowat Fogo, in Mobe, Rowan Frith in Sav, Leanna Smith. Happy birthday. All of those are coming from Sergeant Wayne Wallace. And over in the YouTube chat, I see a birthday greeting here to Craig Gale, aka Strength of Coleyville.
Strength.
Coleyville in Manchester. A happy birthday to you. And it's coming from yours, Hugh. So Craig Gale, aka Strength, happy birthday. Gatti MC sending happy birthday greetings to Moesha Borrell. I hope that God continues to bless you richly. So Moesha Borrell, happy birthday to you from Gatti MC, who is saying all the best to you, friend.
There's a public service announcement I want to get in before we close. It is that the Jamaica Public Service Company says traffic along the Elegant Corridor in St. James will be reduced to single lane in sections on Wednesday, May 27 and Sunday, May 31 from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily to facilitate electrical infrastructure works relating to street lighting. Motorists, especially persons traveling to and from Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, are being asked to proceed with caution and to plan for extra travel time. JPS thanks you for your patience and understanding as it works to improve service to you. That was a public service announcement from the Jamaica Public Service Company.
Seeing here as well, Mark Greenstewart sending belated happy birthday greetings to Marion Sinclair in Toronto, wishing her all the very best, good health, happiness, and many more years ahead. And Mark says, and George still have their wondering if I'm really in the Maple Leaf land.
Canada.
Right, so belated happy birthday greetings to you.
Yeah, man.
Marion Sinclair. And Steve Hutchinson is says, could you kindly wish Aunt Yvonne McHaley Mead in Toronto, Canada, happy birthday greetings. The greetings are coming from the Mead family with origins in Rose Hill, South Manchester. So happy birthday to you. And Colleen Williams sending happy birthday greetings to Christopher McCurdy, aka Chris R. Chopper, from his St. James Central family. Oh,
Chopper Chris.
Chopper's birthday today.
Yeah, big up Chopper Chris.
Happy birthday to you, Christopher McCurdy. Wishing for you a lovely day. Nadine Francis sending happy birthday to niece Renee in Manchester, coming from your aunt in Florida. So, Renee in Manchester, the niece of Nadine Francis, a happy birthday to you. James Torres sending happy birthday to her stats friend Oswald. Good morning to you, Oswald. It's
Morning,
your birthday.
Ozzy. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday from James Torres.
Yeah,
and
man.
good morning to you as well, James
Morning,
Torres.
Mom. Morning.
So those are all the birthdays. If you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary as well.
How much that means to you. I realized that I was blind just when I thought I was over. I see your face, you're so unforgettable. Things that I did in the past are so regrettable. I'm still loving you, even though you're gone. You're still on my mind. I do care for you. If you need me, you can call. I'll be there in the blink of an eye. I'll be there.
Turbulence.
That's all I did for the show. Thank you so much for tuning in to Nationwide this morning. Thanks to our technical operator, David Cunningham. Thanks as well to our super producer, Michelle McCray Smith, and our super editor, Kimon Thompson. Up next, the Consumer Hour with Norgay Banton at 10, Cliffviews Online. I'm Tana.
Carly, we should drop a sleep when you write your lesson plan later. You.
Good morning. Good morning.
I will be there. Have you known that?
You just heard Nationwide this morning on Nationwide 90 FM.
I will be there. Of course, I will be there. Oh, it's all about my ex-girlfriend.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Inside the OUR, a production of the Office of Utilities Regulation. I am Elizabeth